afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Art Keller Field here on the beautiful campus of Carthage College. This afternoon's contest features the visiting Vikings of North Park University and your Carthage College Firebirds. Today we'd like to recognize our 17 football seniors and the achievements and contributions of these individuals have demonstrated resilience, dedication, and leadership throughout their time with the Firebirds, and Carthage Athletics is honored to celebrate them and their accomplishments. Up first, number 0, Bryce Lowe. Bryce is from Lutz, Florida. He is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration. He's joined today by his dad, Brad, mom, Christy, and brother, Brennan. After graduation, Bryce plans to pursue a career in sales. Let's hear it for Bryce Lowe. Up next, number 4, Mike Boyson. Hailing from Elmhurst, Illinois, Mike is majoring in marketing and is accompanied by his parents, Mike and Jackie Boyson. He will pursue a career in sales and marketing. Let's hear it for Mike. Number 9, Cristobal Gutierrez Jr. From Cicero, Illinois, Chris will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Marketing. He is here with his mom, Norma, and dad, Chris Gutierrez Sr. Chris will continue his football career and pursue a master's in international business at Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León. A round of applause for Cristobal Gutierrez Jr. Up next, number 11, Argent Ishmaeli. Argent is from right here in Kenosha and is earning a Bachelor of Science in Biology. He is joined by his dad, Elger, and mom, Susan. After graduating, Argent will be attending medical school. Let's hear it for Argent. Number 22, Tanner Ludwig. From Roxborough, Colorado, Tanner has studied business management. Today he is joined by his mom, Courtney, dad, Lonnie, and brothers, Max and Logan. Tanner plans to pursue a business career. Let's hear it for Tanner. Number 24, Evan Mutterer. Here from Evan is graduating with a double major in finance and management. He is accompanied by his mom, Nancy, and dad, Michael. Evan's career plans include pursuing medical sales. Thank you, Evan. Number 34, Tommy Mahler. From Hinckley, Illinois, Tommy is majoring in exercise and sports science with a minor in health and secondary education. He is joined today by his mom, Nancy, and dad, Michael. Evan's career plans include pursing a career in sales and marketing.
Being a student athlete at Carthage, you get the best of both worlds, honestly. You get to learn, grow in the classroom, and then also be a part of the sport that you've fallen in love with since you've been playing it. You get the one-on-one support from the teachers, and then you get the help from your teammates as well.
The athletics teams here at Carthage, they're like really good. Some of the achievements that we had during this past year, the volleyball team won the national championship 2 times in a row, like 2 years in a row. So it was incredible to see it because we are like a unit. So it's really nice like to have everyone together and cheering for just one thing.
So the athletic facilities at Carthage, they're new and improving each and every year. We have the baseball, softball, and football field that all of our athletes compete on. There is the Tark, which houses the baseball weight room. There's the actual gymnasium itself, so Tarbell Arena for men's, women's basketball, volleyball. And then obviously the swimming pool that is also in the Tark, and upstairs there's the field house. We've added the Nest, which is a recovery room for all of our student athletes. There's massage guns, there's granola bars, there's other food items. So we have a lot of nice things in that room that you can sign up, take it, and it's completely for free. There's so many great opportunities. The athletic staff's super kind, your coaches care about you. There's just so much that goes into being a student athlete that it's an experience I would not take back.
The Aspire program is part of the Aspire Center, and the Aspire Center is our 4-year career and professional development program here at Carthage College. The Aspire program is really different and unique from other colleges and universities' career programs because instead of what the typical experiences of senior year trying to go get a job or an experience after college, we want students to build their experiences starting from day one. So whether that means going and finding an alumni panel that they're going to learn from an alumni about the career industry that they're excited about, or if it means getting an internship or a research experience that's going to build their portfolio, we want the students to develop and learn who they are so they can really leave Carthage with a very good sense of purpose and understanding before they actually leave the college. Every student that comes to Carthage has their own individual career specialist. This is a person who specializes in the industry field that they're going into. For example, we have a career specialist for our arts, communication, and culture students. This is a person who's been working as a graphic designer for the past 20 years. And she's responsible for helping those students get opportunities and experiences along the way.
I landed my first internship as a freshman at Deloitte, which is #1 of the Big 4 accounting firms in the world. Through the Aspire program, I was able to develop skills that helped me in interviews as well as networking with other professionals.
My favorite part of the sports management program so far has just been they're getting us in front of these people who actually work in the professions already.
This is a very project-based program, a very experiential learning-based program where students have a lot of opportunities to engage not only in the classroom but also outside of the classroom.
First semester we met with people from the Wild marketing department who evaluated and scored one of our final projects. In one of our media and relations classes, we were dealing with the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the classes we're in this semester, we're going to do something with the Chicago Bulls.
The end of the capstone is we're going to Barcelona, and it'll be, real world application. We're going, and it's a real company that we are consulting for. The goal is to help them be the best business in the sports world that they can be. And I think there's kind of nothing like it, right? It's really difficult to find something like that.
The experiential learning, it gives you that real life experience where you get put into situations that you might have to face in your career. It definitely gets the creative juices flowing, and it motivates you as a student and pushes you to be the very best.
The teaching philosophy of the sports management here at Carthage is that we really want students to think about sport not only from the traditional sense of sport management and sports business, but also think about what is next in sport. So that's where we really incorporate the ideas of innovation and creativity.
I think the program helps with my creativity and innovation just by challenging myself constantly, not only with getting different perspectives from classmates and professors, but also just challenging what your norm is and thinking not only outside of the box, but completely breaking and shattering that box.
We have so many professional connections for many organizations such as the Minnesota Wild, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee Admirals, Chicago Wolves, amongst others. These are very special real-world connections and relationships that we have that allow students to network and connect with different professionals, different executives, and different organizations in sport.
I really couldn't avoid the pull of just who this program is able to put you in front of. You're very consistently interacting with and working with members of the Wild. You very seldom get that close to a professional team of that status. You know, you really can't beat that in forms of connections.
I'm with the Minnesota Wild as a revenue marketing intern. One of the professors in the master's program got me connected to the Minnesota Wild. I went through the interview process and he held me through the whole process to kind of get to where I'm at right now.
What makes this program so special is the fact that it comes with a lot of connections, a lot of resources, a lot of experiences. You'll be glad that you were a part of it because the experiences that you have will motivate you from a whole new perspective.
It's like affordable, it's a 10-month program. You are traveling internationally, you are traveling regularly, locally, and so you're just kind of like floored that it's that solid.
Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for NCAA football. CCIW action. The Vikings of North Park head north to take on the Firebirds of Carthage College. Hello, everybody. Alongside my broadcast colleague this afternoon, Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, the Firebirds found their first win of the season just recently, 1-6 on the year. North Park on a little bit of a win streak, found one of their own. Carthage, Senior Day, 20th anniversary for the 2004 team, I should say, here in 2024. It's going to be a fun one. Carthage looking to come out with a win.
Yeah, I mean, if you've had season tickets here in Kenosha, you've been rewarded with beautiful weather, another one today, and you've also are going to see three of the top passers the CCIW has to offer. And today, Matt Eck is rolling in, who is first in the conference in passing, and so Carthage is going to look to slow them down in the passing game. And we take a look at some of the offensive stats. As we said, fifth in scoring offense. They really tend to favor the passing, as you can see, second in the CCIW versus ninth in rushing. But, yeah, Matt Eck likes to air it out to his two top receivers, Mbogo and McLeod, two of the top three receivers in the conference. So you'll see North Park air it out.
Yeah, North Park again coming off a victory, a good one, 28-24. Let's look at that box score last week. Eck 276, 3 touchdowns, and Mbogo, what a career type of game for him.
Yeah, as we mentioned, those are the two. They really lead the passing attack, the two of those guys. And North Park started really slow last week, and it took a 21-point effort in the second half to come from behind and beat a tough Illinois Wesleyan squad. And, yeah, that passing attack really came to life in the second half to get that victory.
We're going to go down to Jill Ryczek, the sideline reporter, momentarily. Again, all sideline hits today brought to you by the Golden Oil Company. Jill, a little bit of a pregame report. What's the outlook for today, Jill?
Well, guys, we're here to celebrate the 2004 Carthage Firebird team. And a little fun fact here, the safety of the 2004 team is actually my boss, Mark Henricks. So I was able to talk with him a little bit about what it was like being a part of the team. And he told me that his favorite part about being a part of the 2004 team was that they were all super, super good and they were very talented and there was a million different playmakers. So he told me that his favorite thing was seeing who was going to be the next big playmaker. And a lot of those playmakers are here today, so let's hope it's a good game for them. Guys?
Thank you so much, Jill, for that. Again, it's always good to have traditions as such, Eric, and I don't know about you, but it's when you have a championship caliber team, the alumni coming in, it's senior day, that gives that little bit extra juice to say, hey, they won, I should say, so can we.
Yeah, I mean, you think of someone like Coach Pop, who looks at a team like that had so many victories, so much success 20 years ago. He obviously is going to be motivated to show those alumni, like, hey, we got this squad pointing in the right direction again. And look for a two victory streak here for the Firebirds. And, yeah, I mean, you want to show up for all the alumni and make them proud to be a part of this fine Carthage institution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looking again where these two teams got to this point, when you look at Carthage, again, a 24-20 victory over Milliken a week ago. Coach Pop's first victory at the helm for the Firebirds. Would love to back that up with a victory at home. Again, it was a back-and-forth battle, but again, standing out, of course, on the season. When you look at some of the numbers, Gavin Betts leading the way with the receiving side of things, 26 catches, 294 yards, and a touchdown. Bryce Frank, the safety blanket out of the backfield, with 22 catches, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it's going to be the Bryce show, or as I like to call them, I'm dubbing it today, the Killer Bees, Bryce Frank, Bryce Lowe. You know, when they were talking about that recent contest that Carthage had against Milliken, it was a situation where, 7-7, Milliken found the early score, Carthage answered back, found the win at the end, but one of the skill points, or one of the high points for Milliken was, hey, if we stop the Bryces, who else is going to step up? I always like to say it's a Belichickian era. Bill Belichick, okay, take away their best player. Let's see what North Park does today. We're going to take a step away for the national anthem. It is going to be North Park, the Vikings, Carthage, the Firebirds, on the Firebird Broadcasting Network.
Gentlemen, welcome. Go ahead and shake hands as a sign of sportsmanship. Coin today has tails, top is heads, tails, heads. North Park, you're the visitor. What is your call? Heads. Call is heads. It is a head. What is your decision? Defer. North Park has won the coin toss. They will defer their choice to the second half. They want the ball. Which way you want to kick? Turn your goal line. Turn your back this way. Carthage will receive the opening kick. Gentlemen, good luck. Play hard.
And welcome into the broadcast booth. Once again for Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri, Jill Ryczek. On the sidelines, the Firebirds lining up to retrieve the opening kickoff senior day here in Kenosha off the beautiful lakefront of Lake Michigan. Art Keller Field, flags flying, we'll say a decent wind coming out of the south-southwest, Eric. Temperature 52 degrees at kickoff, mostly sunny. Kicking left to right, so going into the sun will be the Firebirds with their alternate all-black jerseys, white numbers and letters, red helmet as always. And the visiting Vikings with the white jersey, black pant, black number, and yellow trim. Lining up to kick it away is number 35, Carson Blatchford, the kicker. The kickoff specialist and punter, high end-over-end kick picked up at the 10-yard line. The 20, the 25, 30, taken down at about a 34-yard line or so. Quality return for the Firebirds to start things off.
Yeah, last week, Milliken deferred, and Illinois Wesleyan marched down the field in 3 plays to score the opening score. Firebirds looking to repeat the same success that Illinois Wesleyan had in that first possession last week. And we talked about the passing offense of North Park. Carthage is going to bring the run game and be led by Bryce Frank, as we mentioned in the pregame. So kind of a contrast in styles between the two teams here.
Out of the shotgun goes Bryce Lowe, one of the seniors, 2 off to the left, 1 to the right. Frank in the backfield with him. Looks for the quick hitch, keeps it, tucks it himself. Nice block on the outside, the 40, the 45, taken down, and that's going to be a penalty. Don't know if that was a horse collar or not, but Bryce Lowe hits the ground with fervor. Number 19, Anthony Lambert with the takedown. Let's go to the official for the call.
End of the run. Personal foul. Smash. Defense. Number 19. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Okay, so that's how he got down so quickly, Eric, is it was a face mask. I saw the hand go around the neck area, so I wasn't sure if it kind of slid for the horse collar, but a huge turn of momentum. Let's take another look at the play.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties as soon as you see that head turn. But yeah, you could see they're looking for Bryce Frank on the swing pass, and the lane opened up for Lowe to take a nice gain.
Trying to push his way to the far side, and they're going to whistle it down. So Mark Hunter.
That was kind of an interesting, the forward progress wasn't necessarily going backwards, it was going sideways. And you don't really see that push to the side. Eventually the referee just blew it dead there, but kind of an interesting run play there. You don't really see that running sideways, and the refs just blow it dead, but brings up second down.
Out of the gun. Trips left. Looks left. Goes left. Nice pickup. Turns upfield. Quality play again for the Firebirds. Another outstanding pitch and catch.
That's a Gavin Betts, the receiver who got into the end zone at the end of the game last week to beat Milliken. Carthage scored with just a minute to go in that game, and Betts was the recipient of the 70-yard pass that won the game last week, involved early this week.
So 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Omar Surveyor in at the left flank. Press coverage. Looked for him. Slant pattern instead off the right side to no avail. Once again, the Firebirds come up empty. But I saw the isolation on the left side. Eric thought they might take advantage. Didn't quite go for it.
Yeah, you could see that was Bryce Lowe's, not his first read there. Kind of looked left. Had to make a quick decision and not able to get the reception there. But you can see the Carthage continuing their quick passing game, get the ball out of his hands, get in the playmakers, and important fourth down here for the Firebirds.
Out of the gun. Bunch formation. Lowe keeps it himself. Man-to-man coverage. Orlandino with the block. The 25-20. 15 down at the 13. It has been man-to-man defense so far for the visiting Vikings. Lowe drops back. Eriks looks for that first read. And the second he sees the lane, he goes outstanding downfield blocking for the Firebirds. Once again, Pete Orlandino, the senior out of Naperville Central. Take a look on the far side, Eric, when you see this downfield block. Here comes the lane, steps up, boom! Orlandino makes contact, pushes the defender back, frees up a first down and more for the Firebirds.
That was kind of an option play because the defender had to worry about Orlandino going out to the flat because he would have been left alone, and that's why Bryce Lowe was able to turn that into a block and get the gain on the ground. Swing pass to Surveyor.
Yeah, I feel Surveyor may have an impact today. Maybe 100 yards with 3 touchdowns type of game, but those impact plays, because you're looking at Frank, you're looking at Lowe, you're looking at Orlandino, you're looking at Betts. Surveyor's down the list, but if they're going to keep leaving him isolated in that respect. Again, Gavin Betts already with the reception on the day. Mark Hunter, the running back, he has been in, not Bryce Frank, in most of this drive. Let's see if that comes to any fruition. Handoff to the left side, motion. Hunter cuts to the outside. He had a block up front, cutting back in, down to the 10-yard line or so. Colin Durian, one of the rotational tight ends, had that motion sealed off on the inside. Outstanding job.
Huge run there by Mark Hunter. That play almost went for a loss, able to shift and shake and shimmy and get out of there. And that turned a play that could have been a loss and been a long third down. And it provides a much more manageable third. And what do we got, 6-7 here to go? So huge run there. Love the effort.
Yeah, Lambert, outstanding job to at least force Hunter to the outside. That could have been disastrous for the Vikings. And again, just that sense right now that they got their first win. They got the monkey off their back.
Of the half.
And so timeout is going to be taken. I believe that is going to be on North Park to try to reset things up.
Looks like that was Carthage. Took
Carthage,
the timeout there.
me. Oh, okay, indeed it is Carthage. I didn't see the hands, so I was stalling Eric to wait and see.
just guessing here about why the timeout was called. 3rd and 7. I think the play clock, I wasn't really sure what they were going to call there. And rather than take a 5-yard delay game penalty, really set yourself back. I think Coach Pop just decided to get the timeout, make the call that, get some time to really get the play you want out there.
Yeah, fun shouted as well during halftime, not only so everybody make sure they tune in for the entirety of the game. Halftime is going to be not only the presentation and the celebration of the 20th anniversary of that 2004 team. We have the cheerleaders here, we have the dance team here, we have the color guard here, we have the baton specialist here. You're going to see it all and more at the halftime show. And then again, Coach Pop post-game show right here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Golden Oil Company. 3rd down, 7 at the 10. Lowe looks left, whistle's going to blow it dead. I believe we have offsides potentially on the defense. Let's wait for the official call.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third.
Okay, so I was wrong again. I am 2 for 2 on not knowing things. But let's take another look. Let's see where the movement was. I thought he might have been drawn offside.
Looks like the left guard is who they called it on.
Yep,
A little lean
okay.
there. He even makes a clap
Yeah.
knowing he's just been called there. So, yeah, Carthage tried to avoid the delay of game penalty. End up picking up a 5-yard penalty anyway. So here's that 3rd and long.
Man coverage, single high safety, a lot of space to the left if they look for the fade pattern. Lowe keeps it himself, runs up the middle, the 5, the 2, the touchdown! Firebirds! Running in untouched. That is the 3rd drive-saving tuck and go, this time for 6. Lowe, Firebirds up 6-0.
As you can see, he continued to take advantage of the lanes, and you can see the defense just part the middle wide open. Bryce Lowe untouched essentially for the touchdown. As I mentioned, North Park gave him a touchdown last drive, or the first drive last game, and Carthage doing the same here today. What a run by Bryce Lowe.
Oh my goodness, that's what you want to see if you're the Firebirds. What type of momentum can we carry over? The left foot up, good. Bringing it down is Aiden Westerberg, the kicker, the freshman, delivering the extra point, and 7-0. Firebirds on top. Beautiful opening drive for the Firebirds. It was the legs of Lowe, the arm of Lowe. They didn't have to do much. They did just enough.
I'm wondering if Carthage saw something with the way North Park has been playing defense, because it seems like they've been getting the defenders to kind of spread out, worry about those flare passes outside, and Bryce Lowe's been able to keep it, and kind of that fake pass draw play is really, whether it's been designed or not, Bryce Lowe taking advantage of it. As you can see, nobody really in the middle of the field, and waltzing in there. The senior on senior day.
Well, I think this is where you have to start asking yourself, all right, North Park and the Vikings, your bread and butter, per se, is that tough push man-to-man coverage, okay? So if that's what you're going for, you know that you're going to have to potentially now keep a spy. Do you drop a defensive lineman back, a defensive end? Do you put in a little bit more speed at the linebacker position? You're going to have to start shadowing Lowe, because not that he's not known for running, it's not his first look. With that being said now, he knew on that last possession, not only the first 2 times he ran for a first down, but on that last one, he looked for the corner route. It wasn't there. He knew a lane was going to be there. And this is one of their newfangled Jack Anderson specials, you could say, for the Firebirds, where they kind of run up. They make you think they're going to do something. I like it.
I'm excited for when it actually they actually go for it. Waiting for that moment.
And that's going to be a low bouncer picking up at the 30, cutting the outside. Nice open field tackle for the Firebirds by number 32, Ramon Campos, the linebacker out of Marshall, Wisconsin. But fairly good field position now for North Park to start things off. That'll be right at about their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, the thing about North Park here, though, as we mentioned, they got down last week, and if you're a passing offense like they are, you know, it's not like they have to kind of dink and dunk down the field. They can stretch the field with the talented quarterback, Mac Eck.
4-3 defense right now. Vikings off tackle, left side, trying to cut through, getting a few yards. Swarm of Firebirds converging defensively. That'll be right off of North Park's.
And is that, we got Quadrell Hill in the backfield?
Quadrell Hill, the running back, the 5'8 junior out of Clark High School in Chicago. Matt Eck, the senior from South Bend, Indiana. Hands off to the left side, absolutely blown up in the backfield. The swarm of birds once again. A huge loss after a gain of 4 on the first. That'll be a loss of 6. So not only are they back to the line of scrimmage, they're behind that.
It looks like they're trying to establish the run here early after I've been talking about their passing offense. Sure enough, they go 2 run plays off the bat. But as you can see, Carthage able to stuff it and brings a long 3rd down.
Yeah, and for perspective, Bryce Lowe, that was his first rushing touchdown of the season. Only 57 yards gained overall. He has matched that and more. Pass over the middle. That'll be enough for the first down. Still on his feet. Finally going down is Wesley McLeod, the Normal West product out of Bloomington.
Yeah, one half of the two-headed monster out of the wide receiving core, McLeod and Mbogo. Expect to hear those names called a few times a day. And they're another quick hitter, too. McLeod again. And just like that, two pass plays to McLeod, and looks like North Park picking up a little momentum.
Yeah, they're doing a hurry up out of the pistol now. Trips right. Man coverage for the Firebirds as well, about a 6-yard cushion, so they were able to get those quick hits out. Handoff, left side, bottle up in the backfield. Once again, Carthage is saying, we are not going to let you run today.
Yeah, I mean, Carthage struggled against the run during the year so far, but so far able to not much going. I mean, they've had 3 run plays, all I think net negative rushing yards so far. So Carthage say nah on the ground so far this afternoon.
Keep your eye on the outside. Jeremy Mbogo could potentially get that nice out hitch. 8 minutes remaining. A fast-paced opening quarter of action here in Kenosha. Looks left. The out pattern on the spot. Just a drop. Wesley McLeod, not often that he's not able to hold on to it.
Yeah, it looked like just a little bit behind him. If Eck able to push that towards the sideline a little bit more, I think the defender has a harder time getting in the way there. But, yeah, brings another 3rd and long, and you know Mbogo looking to get on the reception list today, so watch out for him if you're the Firebird defense.
3rd down and a long 11. 3 linemen now shifts to 4 on the defensive front. Quick hitch to the running back. Shoestring tackle going nowhere. Marcel Love, the senior out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And now is that tricky part of the field. Do you just go for it if you're the Vikings? 4th down and a long 8.
Appears they will go for it, yeah.
You know, because again, if you go for the punt, you know, you're gaining about 20 yards or so, but if it goes into the end zone, so going for it. 4th down, wind at their back, potentially to draw Carthage offside.
You can see Carthage line up for a lot of pressure there. Now they're shifting back.
What looked to be a 0 blitz, now going to base formation. 4 linemen, can they get pressure?
Timeout, North Park. Their first charge timeout of the half.
So not opposed to that call at all. Similar fashion, Eric, to what we saw Carthage doing, albeit for Carthage that was 3rd down and a long 12 yards, where they ran in with the Bryce Lowe touchdown run. But if you're North Park, you got to think about this. First off, if you do not convert, likely going to pass the ball. If you don't convert, you're giving the Firebirds fairly decent field position, but they've run all over you so far. Or do you decide, hey, let's just do a slight punt, try to pin them back at their own goal line? I think there's a lot to consider so early in the game, but at the flip side, if you're North Park, you're 4-2 in conference play. You're in the thick of things. Carthage right now, for all intents and purposes, you're playing for Coach Pop's first home win as a Firebird head coach, but a lot of momentum right now favoring the Firebirds.
Yeah, I can tell a chess match already started here between the 2 head coaches, Coach Pepino and Kyle Rooker on the North Park sideline. I think that disguised blitz and the shift that Coach Pop was able to call defense, that might have been the cause for the timeout there. And the 2 head coaches looking to battle.
Firebirds bench getting loud. Potential disguised blitz coming in off the near side. Jalik Barnes, he may still be coming. He is. There's the pressure. Hitch over the middle. Catch. Beautiful catch on the left side. Making up for that last drop is going to be number 3, Wesley McLeod. Beautiful timing pass. Nice in pattern on the left side fourth down conversion.
Yeah, Carthage dialed up the blitz. Matt Eck knew he had to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and a tough contested catch by McLeod there to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The RPO looking off to the left, no hold. The 10 down to the 5-yard line. Nice play by Matt Eck, getting the first down. Really sealing off the far side. Cristobal Gutierrez couldn't contain. That was wide open spaces for Eck.
Matt Eck, another quarterback not necessarily known for putting it on the ground, only averaging 10 yards rushing a game, and he's already at his season average. So the quarterback's using the legs early this afternoon.
Yeah, Eck does, however, have 4 rushing touchdowns out of those 90 yards, so let's see what he decides to do here. Man coverage yet again. No safeties past the goal line. Eck looks left, tucks it, tries to throw to the right, able to get both feet in. Quick answer back. Number 3, Wesley McLeod. And the Vikings are 1 point away from tying it up, scoring on their opening drive as well.
Wow, just found a corner there. Eck tucks it in perfectly, and it was the McLeod show that drive. As you can see, a talented weapon for North Park, and when Carthage had them pinned a couple times, 3rd and long, 4th and long, not able to get the stops they needed, and Matt Eck and the passing offense take advantage.
Lining up for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. So just like that, a huge 4th down conversion by the Vikings. A run after by Eck, then a pass by Eck. He is able to get touchdown pass number 19 on the season. And just like that, we're tied at 7 apiece. We are less than 10 minutes into the opening quarter of action.
I think you can see Carthage and Coach Pepino and his defense realize that we have to put pressure on the quarterback here. They've been aggressive with the blitz because if you let your defensive backs kind of alone against McLeod and Mbogo, that is a tough assignment for any defender in the CCIW. And I think Coach Pepino really, is going to dial up those blitz, continue to stay aggressive, and see if they can put more pressure on Eck because, as you can see, give him the time, and he's got the accuracy and the arm talent to get it done.
Yeah, and again, this has kind of been a theme for the Firebirds this season. They have forced punt situations, 4th and long situations, but the other teams aren't necessarily, I guess you could say, afraid to try to challenge them on that final one. Think about it. You and I have been here, Eric, throughout the season. There's been games as they win at the wind actually knocks that one off the tee. But think about it. There's been contests where they force 4th down and then a penalty gives them the first down, or roughing the kicker, or a contact on offside. So the Firebirds have stood strong defensively, forcing many a 4th down. Let's see what they could do here today, the rest of the contest. An exciting action thus far. Dropped at the 5-yard line, picking up the pieces. Can they find a lane? Slight nudge from behind, no call. There is the penalty flag coming down and drugged down at the very end. Dakota Perry for Carthage.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 35. Ball be half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
Yeah, we kind of saw that, and that, you hate to say it, Eric, it was an unnecessary play because he had already shifted his momentum to the near sideline for that run, being Perry. So that is going to really have the Firebirds start back.
Yeah, sometimes some of the timing is thrown off with those blocks when you're, a little bit of a drop fumble there. But, yeah, Carthage, they had great field position their first possession, but this would be the opposite, starting on their own 5-yard line.
I formation. Handoff up the middle. Hunter once again starting the possession today. Not quite sure if I've personally heard anything in regards to Bryce Lowe, or Bryce Frank, excuse me, getting the start, so we'll have to check in on that.
Yeah, even just trying to see find out where his 25 number is on the bench.
I do see him about 15 feet away from our sideline reporter, Jill Ryczek, so we'll see what the story is. Looks for the slant over the middle. Ooh, that was almost a pick six.
Yeah.
Looking at his hands, his number 6, Jaden Miller, as that could have been a devastating blow to the Firebirds.
That could have been one of those, you get the ball in your hands, you start looking at pay dirt a little bit early and not able to corral it, but you could see he sniffed that play out from the get-go and jumped, and that could have been a disaster there for Carthage.
Looking off to the left, fade pattern, receiver open, huge catch for number 5. Gavin Betts, the junior out of Troy, comes away with the longest pass play for the Firebirds.
How about that toss there by Bryce Lowe, putting his money on Betts there. And what a perfectly placed ball. The defender had no chance, and that gets Carthage out of the shadow of their own end zone. Now they got a little more room to work.
Pistol formation, fullback to the right, handing off Hunter. Hunter tries to bounce outside. He's got the quick feet to be able to do so. Gets about 2 yards, make that 3 or so. 4:19 remaining. And we're going to see if we can get any information on lack of playing time right now for Bryce Frank. It could just be a hot hand situation, saying, hey, right now, Hunter doing a solid job on the rushing side of things. 231 yards on 46 attempts. So let's see what comes of it. There's that motion play that we saw earlier in the contest. Hunter outside, finds a little bit of daylight. Another solid gain of about 4. This will force a 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, you wonder, maybe the contrast in styles, Coach Pepino electing to go more for the speed, trying to get to the outside. You think of Bryce Frank, not someone who's slow by any means, but one of the more between the tackles kind of runner. So I wonder if it's like you mentioned, like a scheme thing, or we'll see. But either way, big 3rd down.
Yeah, on their own side of the 50. Fade pattern again. Betts open. Oh my goodness, what a fingertip catch. The fade pattern turned around. Lowe is on fire right now with the pinpoint accuracy for the Firebirds.
How about that? Double or nothing on Betts there. And now their Carthage offense rolling, almost a carbon copy pass of the first completion. That fade to the corner route and perfectly placed. And this one, I want to say, as you can see, gets knocked down right as he passes it. And
wow,
about 3 fingers used there to catch the ball. And Betts strong enough to bring it in.
I formation, play action, over the left side, the catch, down to the 6-yard line. What a beautiful pitch and catch. Colin Durian, the tight end, just tried to matriculate his way out of the backfield. Look at this Carthage Firebird offense.
They're finding some luck down the left side, and Bryce Lowe able to dot another pass. And Carthage seems to be, they got some momentum here, and after that first win last week, I don't think they're not looking to go back.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. There's that bunch formation again. Looking right, keeps it himself, almost brought down the backfield. And that will be maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. Waiting to see what the official call is going to be, because it was 1st and goal from about the 8-yard line. So outstanding defense.
Yeah, see, this is one of those plays that doesn't really get any rushing yards, but those are some tough yards to gain just to get back line of the scrimmage and continue and keep this Carthage offense with a short 2nd and goal.
2nd and 7. Durian, right. Handoff. Hunter just shoestring wrapped up at the end. He's kind of frustrated with himself. Gets to about the 4.5-yard line, so...
Yeah, when that play opened up, it almost looked like he was going to be able to scoot in there, Mark Hunter, but just someone grabbing a shoelace, fortunately able to trip him up. But you wonder now, again, Carthage, you got third. Maybe you've had some success with the draw play. You know, see if they can go back to that well.
Yeah.
But
their second charge timeout of the half.
So it looks to be another situation. I am not opposed at all to Carthage using that timeout there. Again, you have a 1-6 record. You're 1-5 in conference play. You're looking for a huge win here at home. Senior Day, Alumni Day, and with that being said, you want to call up the best play possible on third down. As we see the replay here of what happened on second.
As you can see, able to make that first cut, and just if he's able to pick up that right foot, I think he's got enough momentum to get in the end zone. But the advantage Carthage has right now, being 4 yards from the end zone, you can still, it's third down, you can still try to run the ball, see, you know, still go for it on fourth down, or see if Betts can get open again, as they found some success passing up the left side. So kind of the playbook's open if you're the Carthage offense, and North Park's going to have to decide what are they going to want to stop here. And as you mentioned, they put a spy, you know, someone's got to keep an eye on Lowe, because if he's able to sneak out, he's already proven that he can get into the end zone on his own terms.
And we do know Coach Pop isn't one to necessarily rely on the field goal if they're this close. Lowe drops back, floats it. Mark Hunter waltzes into the end zone. Bryce Lowe, easy pitch and catch out of the backfield. Touchdown for the Firebirds, up 13-7.
And there you go. What a play dialed up there. As you can see, about an easy of a pitch and catch as you can get if you are Bryce Lowe and Mark Hunter. I mean, that play call fooled the North Park defense completely. And Carthage, some firepower on offense.
Lining up for the extra point. Left foot up and good once again. Number 79, Aiden Westerberg. The true freshman delivers. And as we see another look of this replay, you had trips to the left. What really threw it off is that blitz off the left side. So the secondary player for the Vikings, as we see on the replay there, who was potentially to cover Hunter out of the backfield, got the blitz called, couldn't get home, couldn't get a hand in the lane. Easy pitch and catch once again for Lowe.
Yeah, we mentioned the chess match between the head coaches, and there, I think Carthage almost anticipating that, see a blitz off the side, so that play call almost played right into the Firebird hands. And if you're Carthage, I mean, it almost seems like an offense that there's so much confidence going all, you know, up and down the team. You had two nice pass plays, the bets that get you marched down the field. You've got Bryce Lowe running out of the backfield. And then Hunter has been able to make a lot of impactful plays, whether it be that run he had on the first drive to kind of bounce it outside, or they're picking up a pass out of the backfield. And, yeah, Carthage flying early here, and it looks to be the start of a shootout here.
You know what I really want to hand out as well to Coach Pop and the team? I mean, when you look at the first few contests of the season, they did not score a single point until the 5th of October. So just about a month ago is when they scored their first points of the season. They went 3 games scoreless, and now 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns, 14-7 in the first.
I mean, yeah, they're already scored the 4th most points they've scored in a game, and we're still in the first quarter.
That one staying in bounds, so having to pick up the pieces. Cutting back to the left side. Some wide open spaces. Making another run. Turning upfield. The 40, the 50, and going just out of bounds at the bitter end. Oh, that was close. For number 3, once again for North Park, Wesley McLeod. What can't he do?
Yeah, I got to say I was concerned when I saw 3 pick up the ball there. Snuck up on me that he is their kick returner. Makes a lot of sense as a weapon such as he is. And, yeah, when I saw him pick it up, I'm like, not this McLeod guy again, and just enough, not enough daylight to get around the corner, but that was about as close as a house call. It's because he misses that last defender. He's gone.
Eck hands off up the middle once again. That staunch defense and that defensive front seven for the Firebirds. They're taking away what could be the bread and butter. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, 14-7. Your score. For Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. We appreciate you being with us on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. We're going to go down to Jill Ryczek momentarily. But let's take a look at what is coming up in terms of broadcasts here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Eric, also today, swim and dive versus Chicago, and then Tuesday starts some fun.
Yeah, as you see, Tuesday we've got the CCIW Women's Volleyball Tournament, and Carthage picked up a sweep last night in volleyball. And as you can see, the calendar's starting to turn over. It's almost hoops time down here at Carthage as both the women and men get set to get their season started. And both men and women basketball looking to have some exciting seasons this year. Coach Megan Jones coming into her second year, and Steve Jurakovic and his boys, they were just picked tied for first, I think, in the CCIW preseason rankings.
Now going to Jill Ryczek with the sideline report. Jill?
Guys, Carthage is really putting the fire in Firebirds today. They have come off to a really hot start so far. After that first touchdown by Bryce Lowe, I heard Gavin Betts come up to Bryce Lowe and he said, guys, let's get a stop on defense and let's go down and score again. And that's exactly what they did. Guys?
Thank you so much, Jill. Again, brought to you by Golden Oil Company. Eck keeps it himself. Huge tackle. That was a stand-up tackle by Ramon Campos as he just stonewalled Eck after about a 7. They're going to mark that in 8.5-yard gain. So right now, both quarterbacks, Eric, taking the mindset of, hey, if that first read isn't there, I know because it's that man defense that I have a lane to pick up some positive yards.
Yeah, Eck been their most efficient runner so far, and you continue to see, North Park can't really abandon that run game, but, what can they do here? Third down?
Roll out to the right. Eck, nice check down. Able to get it where it needed to go. Number 13, Levi Sheehan. Do we have a fumble, though? Carthage is claiming they forced it. I didn't know if a knee was down or not. Let's wait and get the official call. Officials are talking about it.
The ruling on the field is the ball was fumbled, touched by a Carthage defender, out of bounds. It is North Park's ball, first down.
So crisis averted, Eric, for North Park. Let's take another look.
I gotta say, when he was making that call, so there was a fumble. I was getting excited, but you can see where's the ball knocked loose.
Oh, there it is.
Put right on there, and very close to being able to recover that. That would have been a huge turnover. North Park fortunate to escape.
Yeah, Cone Abreu just looked like he had the feet. Touch out of bounds. Nice job getting it over to the tight end, Mason Wilson. And now the Vikings are picking up the pace. They do not want the Firebirds to make any sort of defensive adjustments right now. Clock continues to tick, plenty of time for North Park. They're not wanting to drain the clock at all. They want to shoot. They want to go. Another pitch and catch to the outside. Wesley McLeod. It is the McLeod show this afternoon.
Yeah, McLeod already with his 4th reception, I believe, on the game, and 40 yards plus through the air. McLeod alone.
Indeed, 4 for 47. McLeod, the rollout, Eck to the right. Fade pattern right side. Almost a one-handed catch, but that'll go out of play. Knocks the front pylon out of position, and gentlemanly move by McLeod to, on his way back to the huddle, put the pylon where it needed to go.
What a guy. He's working for that CCIW respect, the respect award. He'll put that into his resume. I pick up after myself.
So 3rd down and a long 1. I was not opposed to that chance play by Eck. You knew you had a play to try to get something going there. 3rd and 1. Don't be surprised if Eck just keeps it himself. He does keep it himself. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Firebirds once again saying if it's a designed run play, you're not going anywhere. Forcing 4th down and short. If we know anything about the Vikings squad, not only today but this season, they'll be going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that was some discipline there by the defense. They ran, looks like it was an Umbogo around either Umbogo or McLeod. They faked the handoff there, and nobody on Carthage bit, and they were able to stop and stuff Eck and force a 4th down.
Bunch formation, no safety back. Quick out potential. Eck rolls off to the right. Pressure, swatted away at the last moment. What a heads-up play. Ramon Campos is having himself an absolute day.
Yeah, Eck thought he had the pass on the tight end out there, and you could see the closing speed of number 32 knocking the ball down, and wow, they didn't get the fumble a few plays earlier, but a turnover on downs, getting the ball back in the hot hands of this Carthage offense.
Let's take another look at that outstanding play. Again, we saw no safety help, so we knew the pressure was going to be there. The pass was on the mark, but if you're the linebacking core and you saw that formation once again by the Vikings, you're saying, okay, they're not going to take a shot as they did on 2nd down. Handoff, left side. Frank is in the contest, and he rumbles, bumbles, and stumbles for the 1st down on his first carry. I believe that was Frank, and indeed it was. So Bryce Frank now the change of pace with a little bit of the thunder to the lightning of Hunter.
There you go. As I mentioned, it seemed interesting that they had not gone to Frank yet, but first handoff to him reminded everybody that, yeah, I'm a featured part of this offense as well, and you're going to have to deal with me today.
Pistol formation. Frank goes from behind low to on the left side, and that might be a false start. Let's get the official word. Looks like it once again.
False start. Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So
5-yard penalty against Carthage will make it 1st and 15 from their own 34-yard line.
So let's see once again. Oh, that's tough. Ooh, I don't know if I saw it there, but again, we are up in the booth, not necessarily on the field, so.
Yeah, it's tough to, not what you want on 1st down, but Carthage has proven that they've been able to overcome some of those penalties.
Quick flare out to the left side. I don't know if they're going to rule it incompletion. Okay, so indeed it's going to be an incompletion. Not opposed to the idea. Try to get those 5 yards back on the 1st down play.
Yeah, just hit as soon as the ball arrived, and not a lot you can do if you're Harry Wilson Jr. Just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, Wilson didn't even have possession at all. 2nd and a long 15 now after the 1st down run by Frank on the prior set of downs. Motion, pitch, a little bit of lead blocking, but not much there yet again. Mike Bozen, the tight end out of York High School. And Firebirds going backwards now. 3rd down still and 15. So 1st down brought him back. It was an incompletion. 2nd down was a motion pitch out of the backfield. There's that little bit of a press defense. You've had those fade patterns to Betts on the prior possession to put the Firebirds up 14-7. Let's see what happens here. Lowe drops back, decides to keep it himself, cuts upfield, gets about 5.5 yards back, but this will likely result in a punt for the Firebirds, 4th down and 9, and indeed the punt unit's going to come out on the field.
Yeah, I can see North Park defense ready for that sneak. They had a guy, looked like he was ready, a spine, couldn't see what number that was, but yeah, as soon as Bryce Lowe got past the line of scrimmage, quickly met by the North Park defense, and they'll have to punt it back.
And Kevich on the punt, end over end, taking a 1 hop 4-yard line, and that's where North Park will start their third possession. A fourth down that got batted away by Campos on the prior possession for the Vikings. We sit 10:01 remaining in the opening half. The Firebirds, both teams coming off a win. Let's see what the Vikings are able to do now, their third time offensively. And they were moving the ball down, Eric. They just, again, first down, had a good gain. Second down, went for the shot play, and were stopped on third and fourth down. Third down with the designed run up the middle by Eck to no avail. Trips right out of the shotgun. One safety back for Carthage. It's going to be a screen play, eaten alive, right at the line of scrimmage. Once again, outstanding defense by the Firebirds.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been Ramon Campos again making a play because he's not able to corral the running back there. Quadrell Hill maybe on the reception, that if he was not able to corral him, they had blockers out front, and that could have been a huge gain. But you're right, Ramon Campos able to blow it up.
Shotgun formation, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, play action, nice hitch to the outside, outstanding play. I really like that. Jeremy Umbogo really had Jalik Barnes retreating back. Barnes had shifted the hips to try to, divert from that deep fly pattern on the 9 route, and right past that first down marker, Umbogo just planted the heel and turned. Quick run again. Up the middle, swarming defense for the Firebirds. Gain just about 2.
Yeah, North Park staying consistent with the rushing attempts. They've had just 21 yards on 7 attempts so far. Carthage, on the other hand, 12 attempts, 80 yards. So Firebirds the advantage so far on the ground, but if you're North Park, you've got the weapons outside, Umbogo, McLeod. You look to see if they continue to turn to them.
Out of the gun, 2 left, 1 right. Tight end off to the left in line. Quick hitch route, and that's just a plain old drop by Umbogo. I think he kind of turned the head a little soon, Eric, to try to make that turn upfield, because he had a little bit of daylight in front of him. Third down and a long 8.
Yeah, almost looked like he was embracing to kind of be hit there. I heard footsteps maybe, and not able to concentrate that catch all the way into the hands, and a unfortunate drop for North Park, because that brings up a 3rd and long. As Pete Jurkova gets the crowd fired up on the 3rd down call.
Out of the shotgun, Eck looks right. Oh, what a absolute grab. Eck was getting hit, reaching up into the sky. McLeod pulls it down from the clouds, and that's a first down. What a safety blanket Eck knows he has in McLeod.
Yeah, I mean, McLeod, Umbogo, those guys are monsters out there. They did not look like fun to defend at all, and even if the ball is not quite in the breadbasket, McLeod able to snatch it out of the air.
Trips left man-to-man formation. Campos yet again. He is everywhere on the field.
Yeah, he's not letting that rushing attack get going here. And, yeah, you can see again that closing speed is what it was able to block up the 4th down pass. And there you can see not able to get to the outside because Ramon's on his way.
Same formation, trips left, 1 safety back. A lot of options offensively for the Vikings, trying to push through the pile. Firebirds stand tall, gain of maybe 3. And forcing now a 3rd down and 4. And you can almost guess this is 4 down territory once the Vikings cross the 50.
Yeah, you'd expect them to stay aggressive here. Again, 3rd and short. They got a couple options. But this has been McLeod territory so far this afternoon.
New play getting called in from the sideline. Play clock to 7. Slant pattern. McLeod swatted his own play down. Did he get enough for the first down, though? And indeed, so the far sideline judge giving the first down. You kind of paused for a second because when he swatted the ball at first or made first contact, he was past the first down marker. When he then made the catch, it was behind the first down marker, but then was able to do enough to get right past it again. Play off to the right side, looking for a lane, looking for the sideline. Is Marcel Love, and another first down. Vikings moving fast.
Yeah, it's hard to, on that conversion, you could see McLeod saw the defender. I think they called the kind of audible because Carthage was sitting back, and that's where McLeod just sat and got the first down, and the quick hitter outside.
Trying to turn it back upfield. Nothing there for Reed Huseman.
So yeah, I mean, there you could see why they kind of continue the rushing attack, because as Carthage is still trying to get recalibrated for the next play, they were able to get that run out to the right side, and this quick pace kind of builds as the drive goes, especially if you're the defense.
Vikings taking a lot of time off the play clock here in quarter number 2. Outstanding defense by Jalik Barnes. He just had McLeod marked that entire time.
Yeah, you see they're just looking to take a shot to McLeod and nothing going there. I mean, just picture perfect defense. If you're Barnes, and any stop you can get against this guy, definitely a victory, and solid defense there.
3rd down and 7. They don't need to get all 7 on this play, as they would likely go for it on 4th, or they are potentially in field goal range.
Continue to make adjustments pre-snap here, lining up quickly, but this one looks like they're gonna call a timeout.
Charge timeout of the half.
Okay, so that's the 2nd timeout for North Park. Sit here, 5:05. Firebirds up 14-7 for Eric Elger. I'm Peter Ferreri, and our sideline reporter, Jill Ryczek. Last time the Vikings were down this close, Campos made one of the plays of the day. He's had a few, with a 4th down pass deflection on that quick tight end out. So North Park, though, that was on 4th down. Like we stated, Eric, they got 2 plays to try to get a first down here. Let's see what they dial up.
If you're Coach Pepino on the defense, how aggressive do you go here? Are you sending blitz? Are you, trying to stay back, cover the pass? Because last time they went for the blitz, they were exposed a little bit, and that's what allowed McLeod to get free. And, let's see how aggressive Carthage comes after Matt Eck.
Yeah, right now on the season, Hugo backing 0 for 1 in field goals. Messersmith 2 for 2. In terms of field goals, so there hasn't been a lot of kicking. Longest was 31 yards for Messersmith, which is just about where they'd be at right now. Out of the gun, 2 left, 1 to the right. This base formation.
There you can see the hard count, see if there's pressure coming, and made a little adjustment.
Eck looks left, looks right, and there comes the penalty. And so it was intended for McLeod. Smart play by Eck. He usually looks at McLeod, goes with McLeod. This time looked left, switched back to the right.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So not quite what you wanted to see if you're a Firebird fan. You were holding firm once again against this offensive attack of the Vikings. First down now.
Yeah, Carthage tried bringing the blitz.
So it's going to be first down and goal from the 10. 4 plays to get into the end zone for the Vikings. Handoff up the middle, trying for the counter. Carthage stands tall, gain of just about 1. 2nd down and 9. Or 2nd down and goal from the 9, I should say.
That's Kalen, Riley, Richardson. They continue to turn to him. And Carthage, for the most part, has kept them at bay. And it's been that offense that passing offense has been the Achilles heel so far for Carthage, but big stop coming up here.
Wide to the left. Flare out to the right. Reading it the whole way, the big man, Cristobal Gutierrez Jr., the pride of Nazareth Academy. Read it the whole way.
Yeah, what a play there. Saw the running back running out to the flat there and read it the whole way, and that's a negative. That's a tackle for a loss there for Carthage, and it sets up some critical plays here.
Yeah. 3rd down and goal from the 13. 1 timeout left for the Vikings. Not quite sure if one of the teams called a timeout, or we could potentially have the official himself saying,
due to both play clock not operating in sync, we're going to use the play clock on the field.
Okay, so with that being said, you can kind of see once they zoom out there, that far side play clock and the near side play clock apparently weren't in sync on that last play, so here we go. 3rd down and goal from the 13 for the Vikings. Trips left, bunch formation. Tight end shifts from the left tackle to the right tackle. Speed motion on the sprint. Eck looks left, floats it, middle, wide open in the end zone. Unguarded. Number 2, Marcel Love just got behind the linebacker. And the Vikings an extra point away from tying it at 14 apiece.
Yeah, you could see there John Pettit kind of on an island and really bit that Eck was going to take it, keep it for the touchdown himself. And just as Pettit committed to stopping Eck, it was almost like a little jump pass, like a little floating jump shot right over to the top. And that was an easy catch for the North Park running back Marcel Love. And right before half, North Park able to tie it up.
Yeah, really nice play designed by Eck. Let's take another look at that touchdown pass. And let's just see, spurting out of the backfield. Again, it was that man coverage. You called it. Out of the backfield, it looks like the job of John Pettit, as stated, out of Geneva. The second. Again, it's the challenge that Eck presents for rushing touchdowns on the season. You have to respect that that's going to happen. You didn't necessarily have linebacker help. You're the linebacker, man-to-man coverage. Think back to the second touchdown that Hunter scored for the Firebirds. He came out of the backfield as the running back, and the man that was marked on him was in on the blitz. So again, the running back out of the backfield, a key offensive piece and component for both of these teams on their second touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good point. That it's, as a defender, it's almost Eck has got a little kind of Cam Newton to his game. He's a big, tall quarterback, and when he's down to the goal line, you've mentioned he's got 4 rushing touchdowns, and yeah, he's kind of provides both running and passing. You're nervous about what he's going to do.
Returnable for the Firebirds. Nice open field tackle. A little bit of chippiness now by Aiden DeLisi for the Vikings, but we now sit with 3:33 on the clock. Firebirds on the offensive side. Coach Pop talking to his coaching staff about how things can end here in the opening half. Best case scenario for the Firebirds, get down and score and not leave any time left for the Vikings. Vikings hoping for a quick 3 and out to try to take the lead before half. Against the Firebirds, got the opening half kickoff. Hunter spins around, goes in the spin cycle, and gets a nice first down on the first play of this possession.
Yeah, he's looked very elusive so far this afternoon, and a play that looked like could be just a couple-yard gain. He's able to spin, fight, extend the play, and that's some tough yards after contact.
Coming off through play.
Stick around for the halftime show, the ceremony for the 20th anniversary for the 2004 championship team. Lowe keeps it himself, tries to break through, gets some positive yards, gain of about 4, which is more than you can ask. I mean, you come to expect him to just get, 20-yard chunks so far in that opening drive, but nonetheless.
I think that's important too to, not to try to force a pass play because we've mentioned you don't really want to give North Park any time if you're not able to pick up another first down here and keep the clock running. And something to note, both teams only have 1 timeout.
Out of the shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end offset to the left. Orlandino, he gets the catch. Could have potentially had more if he had maintained the catch off the get-go, pass a little bit behind. But nonetheless, 3rd down and a long 2. At least if you're the Firebirds, this is taking some crucial time off the play clock.
Yeah, this is, I would say, a huge first down here because even if you get this first down and don't get any more, you probably can run most of the clock off, but can't pick this up. You could potentially get the ball back to North Park.
2-minute timeout.
So there's the 2-minute timeout. Firebirds were maybe trying to get one of the defenders to come offside. Let's take a look at that quick out to Orlandino. Again, 3 defenders converging at the last moment. Good job by Orlandino to at least get that second attempt at the catch, because that could have been disastrous if he wasn't able to maintain that with the 3 players running down. If you're the Firebirds, 3rd and short, do you say, hey, you know what, we're at midfield, make it 2-down territory?
You're thinking about, I think you got to balance, like, how much time do we have left? Are we confident in getting that extra, the other 50 yards to come down and score? Or are you thinking about, even if you're not thinking about getting to the end zone, can you get into somewhat of field goal range? And, if it's at the end of the half, just kick it, see what you got.
Yeah.
Especially if the clock's about to run out. But, yeah, I think if you're Carthage, what's the risk versus reward? Because if you're not able to get the first down, North Park picks it up midfield, and we know they have the weapons to score quickly enough.
Well, and we've seen in other contests this year, to kind of go off of that, in some of their other defeats, such as against Wheaton, even with a limited amount of time, was able to drive down and score. So let's see what the Firebirds do here. Handoff, Hunter lowers the shoulder, gets the first down. Nice job wrapping things up defensively is Cole Woodward for the Vikings. And now the Firebirds, clock's starting to become a little bit of a factor, but at least now you are in the potential territory of 4-down territory and diminish the clock.
Yeah, that first down feels really, that kind of flipped conservative to now they can be a little more aggressive. Yeah. Don't have to worry about North Park getting the ball with too much time left, and you can potentially take some shots here.
Bunch formation. Last time this happened was a play action deep to Betts. Play action deep. Oh my goodness, just through the outstretched hands, kind of lost it in the sun, was Colin During, the tight end. He was wide open.
Yeah, I can see Bryce Lowe fakes a handoff and almost snuck the ball behind his hip there, trying to really make the ball disappear. And they did have, it looked like a little bit of a flare out there, but that's a tough catch if you're, the tight end running out of the backfield. You're just supposed to turn around and see a ball falling out of the sky as you're running away from it. That's a tough completion, but there you can see Carthage taking a shot.
1:23 remaining. Low, hitch over the middle. That's going to be a drop. So not sure if you could say he's going to want that one back. You had Betts with the clear out pattern in the slot off the left side, and they were hoping, as you see on the replay here, they were hoping that would draw away the defenders. But right on the spot, good job defensively by the Vikings. And now you're in a situation, you have 1:18 left. Vikings, 1 timeout. So if you're the Firebirds, now you're back in that kind of mid-situation where you want to force the Vikings to have to use their timeout, but you still want to be aggressive. Low, looks left, tucks it, goes off to his right. Out pattern. Betts can't hold on. That would have been a first down.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Bryce Lowe and his ability to scramble and get out of a lot of trouble in the backfield, whether it's picking up the first down or on his legs or there, able to get a pass off and not able to get the connection, but man, really extended the play and gave his offense a chance to pick up the first down, and looks like they'll...
All right, so it looks like it's going to punt. So at first, Coach Pop was yelling at Lowe, who had, after the incomplete pass, ran off to the sideline, Eric. Then Coach Pop said, get back out there, but it was too late. And so now, indeed, it's going to be a punt. So Ankevich with the rugby-style punt, and that is not the type of punt they're going to want, as that rolls backwards. Ankevich has to swat it down. That wouldn't have even been enough for a first down. So another special teams error, you could say, for the Firebirds. That's the second time in the past few games, Eric, you and I have seen Ankevich try to do that running rugby-style punt instead of your basic punt attempt that he's known for. And just like that, you got 60 seconds on the clock at timeout, and if you're the Vikings, you can get into the field goal range. Same story we saw against Wheaton.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've seen a punter down his own punt, and I think that's what happened there. Able to run it down and stop it from going further, but yeah, not ideal, but Carthage, you got to keep these guys in front of you and hopefully run out the rest of this 1 minute, because this is a dangerous situation.
Eck. Plenty of time, rolls out of the pocket. Being trailed. Eludes a defender. Waiting to see if that's a completion or not.
It was pulled down by McLeod.
And it is. So they're going to give him the catch in the sea of black jerseys. No, indeed. They're going to say incomplete. Okay. They're going to come in incomplete.
Yeah, McLeod able to come up with the ball there, but must have not got that foot down. So let's see the replay here.
Good job once again defensively. Those defensive ends really giving X some fits if he doesn't have his first read. Almost got a defender offside. He did. So it's going to be a free play for the Firebirds, for the Vikings. It's going to give 5 yards to the Vikings. Not enough for a first down, but 46 seconds.
Offside. Defense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So repeat now, Eric, of second down, tied at 14 apiece. What a thrilling and exciting contest it's been so far.
Yeah, X saw the old free play flag there and made a nice throw to Sheehan, but he was unable to come down with it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Not quite sure what the mindset was there.
It looked like one of those screen plays that if it doesn't come off in your Eck, I think it's just one of those you just chuck it down and live to fight again. That screenplay looked like it was blown up there by the Carthage defense.
So now it's third down and 5, 43 seconds, still a timeout for North Park. Trips right. Trying to get some motion. Don't forget to stick around for the halftime show. Joe Ryczek, the sideline reporter, is going to have a quick interview with Coach Pop on his way off the field before the halftime festivities. So North Park is going to utilize their third and final timeout of the opening half, and I think, not opposed to it, they probably didn't get the look they wanted. We've seen this before, Eric. But also, try to get in 2 plays. So what this tells me is they're going to leave the middle of the field open, so that way if they get a first down on this third down play, they immediately have the next play called, or are going to decide, okay, let's spike the ball and have second down. So this could likely be a shot play for the Vikings. Again, the longest field goal in the year is 31 yards, so it's not as if they're going to be relying on a, long field goal attempt. But you also have to say to yourself, all right, with 43 seconds left, if we don't get the first down, well, then we punt away and try to give to Carthage, and don't take away from Carthage potentially getting the ball, kneeling on it, just going into half, tied at 14 apiece. A lot of scenarios here for the Vikings, but they've been able to convert very well on third down here this afternoon.
A crucial part of their offense has been those pre-snap reads, and You'll see Eck make the hard count here, see if he can pick up any information of the blitzers, and then they'll adjust the play. But here it looks like they're
out of the shotgun. Looking left. Goes deep. Huge catch again, McLeod, and he's out of bounds. What? Wow.
I gotta say, when I looked at that ball in the air, I thought for sure that was defended. I mean, Carthage was all over him, and almost a perfect spot only for McLeod to come down with it. And
North Park, 6 for 8 on third down. Eck just throwing it in the vicinity of his running back, Marcel Love. But that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vikings. Not only do they get a first down, Coach Pop was calling for a hold. Didn't get it. Second down and 10. 29 seconds. Now, North Park's going to still have to play the sidelines.
Yeah, not a lot of time to, you're right, not a lot of time to work with. Middle of the field. Look for them to continue to go to McLeod.
Quick hitch over the middle. McLeod gets it down to about the 26-yard line. That'll be a first down. Out of the gun, Eck. Looking deep. Rolls out to the right. Throws it. Cross body. Oh my goodness! What a catch over 2 defenders. Eck with a score. Oh my goodness. Touchdown catch.
Yeah,
for the Vikings.
That, again, when I thought that ball was in the air, I thought that was covered again by Carthage. Looked like an ill-advised pass, just a heave into the end zone, and Eck found big number 85.
Yeah. 85. Mark it up for Micah Catrone.
Shot of Catrone there.
Extra point is good. So you hate to say it, Eric, but that's exactly what the Firebirds didn't want. We spoke about it when you had 1 minute and 23 left. Don't give away the shot plays. Don't give away the long stuff. They're not known for taking. They're only 2 for 2 on field goal, or they're 2 for 3 on field goal attempts this year. Officials letting him play at the line of scrimmage, and with 7 ticks remaining, the Vikings from another multiple third downs, and let's see Eck here, what he's able to do.
I mean, if you're Matt Eck, and it's hard if you're a defender for the Firebirds because he can extend plays, and he's got guys to just go up and get it. And there you can see, Eck knew he wasn't a lot of time left, might as well take a shot, and his prayer was answered there.
Yeah, that's a great point, Eric, that, when you realize we got 15 seconds left and we're still out of field goal range, let's just try a shot at the end zone, because if it's incomplete, we live to play another play. If it's an interception, it's a glorified punt. And, they were potentially content going into halftime tied at 14. But like you said, prayer answered by number 85, Catrone. Slots as a wide receiver / tight end. Off the one hop. Picked up by the Firebirds. Stopped at about the 36-yard line, and that will end the opening half of action. And the Firebirds at one point up 14-7 with possession. 14 unanswered points now for the Vikings. Heading into halftime. And we will go momentarily to Jill Ryczek for the beginning of the halftime show with Coach Pop. But again, Eric, what a turn of events for the Firebirds. They're going to have a lot to talk about at halftime. Coach Pop will be joining us momentarily as he makes his way over to Jill. Eck just putting on an absolute display. And now, ladies and gentlemen, going to be going momentarily to Jill Ryczek down on the sideline with Coach Pop. Jill, take it away.
Coach, down by 7 right now, but you had the lead for the most of the game. What's going wrong? What's going good?
We just need to execute on the one-on-one balls. They got really good athletes. They're making one-on-one plays. We got to finish. We got them on 3rd and 8, 4th and 8, 3rd and goal to 13. We got to just finish on the routes. That's what it comes down to. We could out-physical these guys. We could finish. So that's
Pretty good first half. What do you think he's doing well?
He's making smart decisions. He's protecting the ball, which has been the biggest thing. When we're protecting the ball, we're moving the chains, and we're converting on 3rd down. That's been the difference. When we convert 3rd down and we stop people on 3rd down, we're a good football team.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you, Jill. Thank you, Coach Pop, for taking a few minutes. Again, those one-on-one balls really make a difference. We'll take a timeout. 21-14 your score. Halftime performance now by the cheer squad, dance team, and color guard.
Fans, to continue the halftime celebration, Carthage Athletics celebrates the 20th anniversary of one of the most remarkable seasons in Carthage College football history, the 2004 football team. In a season filled with unforgettable moments, Dante Washington set the tone all season as he finished with 1,990 rushing yards. Brian Bergman tied the single-game record with 4 touchdown receptions, while kicker Matt Denny contributed 43 extra points. Defensively, Carthage soared, recording a program-best 31 interceptions, an incredible testament to their skill and tenacity. Guided by legendary head coach Tim Rocks, Carthage finished the season with an impressive 11-2 record, including 6-1 in CCIW play, securing CCIW co-championship status as the postseason run saw victories over Alma and Worcester. Not only did the team shine collectively, but individual accolades followed. Dante Washington and Brandon Fox were named to the Football Gazette and D3Football.com All-American teams. Additionally, Washington, Fox, and Brett Barnes earned D3Football.com All-Region honors. Coach Ruggs, whose impact remains strong in the Carthage legacy, was named the American Football Coaches Association North Region Coach of the Year and the CCIW Bob Reed Football Coach of the Year. Carthage had 7 earned first-team All-CCIW honors. Jason Kalinowski, Brett Barnes, John Binish, Donovan Moore, Mike Palkowski, and of course, Dante Washington. 4 more, Jason Gonzalez, Kyle Malberg, Marco Main, and Donovan Moore were named to the CCIW second team. Please join us in a round of applause as we honor the 2004 Carthage football team for their accomplishments, their dedication, and their lasting legacy. Their season is a testament to hard work, teamwork, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Thank you all, and welcome back.
Being a student athlete at Carthage, you get the best of both worlds, honestly. You get to learn, grow in the classroom, and then also be a part of the sport that you've fallen in love with since you've been playing it. You get the one-on-one support from the teachers, and then you get the help from your teammates as well.
The athletics teams here at Carthage, they're like really good. Some of the achievements that we had during this past year, the volleyball team won the national championship 2 times in a row, like 2 years in a row. So it was incredible to see it because we are like a unit. So it's really nice like to have everyone together and cheering for just one thing.
So the athletic facilities at Carthage, they're new and improving each and every year. We have the baseball, softball, and football field that all of our athletes compete on. There is the Tark, which houses the baseball weight room. There's the actual gymnasium itself, so Tarbell Arena for men's, women's basketball, volleyball. And then obviously the swimming pool that is also in the Tark, and upstairs there's the field house. We've added the Nest, which is a recovery room for all of our student athletes. There's massage guns, there's granola bars, there's other food items. So we have a lot of nice things in that room that you can sign up, take it, and it's completely for free. There's so many great opportunities. The athletic staff's super kind, your coaches care about you. There's just so much that goes into being a student athlete that it's an experience I would not take back.
The Aspire program is part of the Aspire Center, and the Aspire Center is our 4-year career and professional development program here at Carthage College. The Aspire program is really different and unique from other colleges and universities' career programs because instead of what the typical experiences of senior year trying to go get a job or an experience after college, we want students to build their experiences starting from day one. So whether that means going and finding an alumni panel that they're going to learn from an alumni about the career industry that they're excited about, or if it means getting an internship or a research experience that's going to build their portfolio, we want the students to develop and learn who they are so they can really leave Carthage with a very good sense of purpose and understanding before they actually leave the college. Every student that comes to Carthage has their own individual career specialist. This is a person who specializes in the industry field that they're going into. For example, we have a career specialist for our arts, communication, and culture students. This is a person who's been working as a graphic designer for the past 20 years, and she's responsible for helping those students get opportunities and experiences along the way.
I landed my first internship as a freshman at Deloitte, which is #1 of the Big 4 accounting firms in the world. Through the Aspire program, I was able to develop skills that helped me in interviews as well as networking with other professionals.
My favorite part of the sports management program so far has just been they're getting us in front of these people who actually work in the professions already.
This is a very project-based program, a very experiential learning-based program where students have a lot of opportunities to engage not only in the classroom but also outside of the classroom.
First semester we met with people from the Wild marketing department who evaluated and scored one of our final projects. In one of our media and relations classes, we were dealing with the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the classes we're in this semester, we're going to do something with the Chicago Bulls.
The end of the capstone is we're going to Barcelona, and it'll be, real world application. We're going, and it's a real company that we are consulting for. The goal is to help them be the best business in the sports world that they can be. And I think there's kind of nothing like it, right? It's really difficult to find something like that.
The experiential learning, it gives you that real life experience where you get put into situations that you might have to face in your career. It definitely gets the creative juices flowing, and it motivates you as a student and pushes you to be the very best.
The teaching philosophy of the sports management here at Carthage is that we really want students to think about sport not only from the traditional sense of sport management and sports business, but also think about what is next in sport. So that's where we really incorporate the ideas of innovation and creativity.
I think the program helps with my creativity and innovation just by challenging myself constantly, not only with getting different perspectives from classmates and professors, but also just challenging what your norm is and thinking not only outside of the box, but completely breaking and shattering that box.
We have so many professional connections for many organizations such as the Minnesota Wild, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee Admirals, Chicago Wolves, amongst others. These are very special real-world connections and relationships that we have that allow students to network and connect with different professionals, different executives, and different organizations in sport.
I really couldn't avoid the pull of just who this program is able to put you in front of. You're very consistently interacting with and working with members of the Wild. You very seldom get that close to a professional team of that status. You know, you really can't beat that in terms of connections.
I'm with the Minnesota Wild as a revenue marketing intern. One of the professors in the master's program got me connected to the Minnesota Wild. I went through the interview process and he held me through the whole process to kind of get to where I'm at right now.
What makes this program so special is the fact that it comes with a lot of connections, a lot of resources, a lot of experiences. You'll be glad that you were a part of it because the experiences that you have will motivate you from a whole new perspective.
It's like affordable, it's a 10-month program. You are traveling internationally, you are traveling regularly, locally, and so you're just kind of like floored that it's that solid.
21-14 your score here alongside Eric Elger. I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, it was a interesting conversation, of course, with Coach Pop right before halftime, but a lot to be excited about, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to necessarily play the what-if scenario, but a very, very interesting turn of events, you could say, of how that final 90 seconds ended that first half.
Yeah, definitely a tough pill to swallow if you're Carthage. I mean, you mentioned 14-7, they were up, and you know, at the end of the half, you're almost just looking to, can we run out the clock or maybe have another chance? And turns out North Park gets the ball back. And here we take a look at some of the first half highlights. Yep. Bryce Lowe able to scramble in for the opening touchdown. That was keyed on him kind of faking the defenders and thinking they was going to throw a flare pass. And North Park, not to be outdone, they marched down on their first drive. And here you'll see Matt Eck making the play and a dime to who have definitely been one of the MVPs of the game when you look at McLeod and what he's done today. And Carthage, again, were able to respond with another scoring drive of their own as they saw that deep pass to Betts, and that one barely able to hang on to. That was the second catch of that drive. Then here, the play calling, able to get Mark Hunter free, and it's been North Park ever since then. And here you can see Matt Eck with the fake, almost drawn the defenders in. They thought he was going to take off himself, and that pass over the top.
And here's one of those key plays that we spoke about when Lowe just kind of had to tuck and go. That would have been a first down play on the near side that would have kept that momentum going, and that truly was a momentum shifter if you talk about it, because then answering back, flushed out to the right side, Eck just delivering the throw of the game.
Yeah, I mean, in this one we said, you knew he didn't have much time left, just throw the ball down there somewhere. And at that end of the half interview, Coach Pepino mentioned the one-on-one battles, and there the defenders are where they need to be. It just comes down to man versus man and who's going to come up and make the play as we take a look at some of the first half stats. And it's really kind of playing into North Park, kind of how they've been playing all game. They've committed to the rushing game, not as successful, but the passing yards. And you take a look right now, McLeod has 97 of those yards himself. And Carthage on the other side, they've been able to move the ball down the field. They've been able to make big plays. It's just at the end of the half, couldn't get that first down as you saw the drop on 3rd and 10, and that's what gave enough time for North Park to come down and get that lead, and they'll be starting with the ball to start the second half too.
Yeah, so if you look at where things are for the Firebirds, and if you look at the optimistic side of things, you've had some timely stops. As we look now at the Firebirds stat leaders, Lowe 8 for 14 with a touchdown. Also Mark Hunter on the running side of things, 8 for 35, Betts 3 for 58, and Campos. What a defensive game Campos has had.
Yeah, he was the one breaking up the 4th down play earlier against North Park that seemed to turn the momentum back to the Firebird side. They weren't able to capitalize. And take a look at Matt Eck, one of the top 3 passers, most leading in yards in the CCIW. And you can see he's been able to have his way, 3 touchdowns already. And Wesley McLeod just been a monster game.
Yeah.
100 yards at half, essentially. And, yeah, even on the ground, has been making some key plays, big plays, too. So he's been a tough assignment for the Carthage defense.
Yeah, so let's go through some scenarios now in the second half. If you are the Firebirds, you can absolutely kick off, and if you force a 3-and-out, boom, you've got momentum right back in your favor, and they've been able to do so. However, the Vikings of North Park have gone for it on fourth down. Field position, there's no easy way around it. It's been an issue for the Firebirds. Some, misguided kickoffs, some punts that haven't necessarily gone in the right direction. So with that being said, you really want to secure solid kickoffs, solid special teams. Avoid the big return. Look, McLeod had a big return as well on one of the kickoffs. So if you are the Firebirds, you have to make sure things are locked in with the special teams here in the second half.
Yeah, and it really comes down to some of the margins. It's just the teams have been very even so far. It just Coach Pop again before half mentioned it's just getting off the field on third and fourth down. If Carthage makes a couple stops there, I mean, this can be a completely different game. But North Park, credit to them, they've made the big plays when they've had to, got the big conversions. They've been able to score late in the half, and that's really been the difference. But Carthage, I think you can take positives, been like, hey, this team, we're right with this team. A couple plays go our way, and this game can flip right on its head.
21-14 your score. We will take a break shortly and then come back with Jill Ryczek having a conversation with former assistant coach of the Firebirds, now head coach of the visiting Vikings, Kyle Rooker, right here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 with that third quarter update from Jill. We'll be back. 21-14 your score, Firebird Broadcasting Network. Now back, final 60 seconds before the third quarter, going down to Jill Ryczek on the sideline. Jill, what did Coach Kyle have to say?
Guys, I talked with the head coach for North Park before the half started, and he told me that he thought that the quarterback was making some good plays and playing pretty smart, but he said their defense had a pretty slow start, but he said they need to play better in the second half, especially on defense, and work on blocking a bit better. Guys?
Thank you so much, Jill. Again, if you're the Vikings coaching staff, you're saying, hey, we're down 14-7, and we found our way back, and, off the right arm of Ack just delivering it where it needed to be. And don't forget, that wasn't an easy throw that he made cross-body to end the opening half. Not only was it not an easy throw, it was a harder catch over a defender. So let's see how the special teams work out again. For my broadcast colleague, Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. We appreciate you being here. The final football game of the regular season at home for the Carthage College Firebirds. Season's gone fast. How about that, Eric?
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that we're already wrapping up the season here at Art Keller Field. Seems like it just kind of started. And you'd like to see the Firebirds go out with a bang here with a victory, and that starts with a solid defensive start here, as we got to come up with a name for that. What is it?
I don't know.
We need some kind of, I'm sure there's some kind of, every football player has some weird name.
The kickoff, it's a low line drive, rotation picked up at the 10-yard line. Returnable once again for the Vikings, hopping through McLeod. And he makes it to about the 32-yard line before being tackled by a sea of Firebirds. Or I guess you could say a swarm. Birds kind of swarm. But nonetheless, we sit here in half number 2. Can the Firebirds defense that allowed 10 more minutes of possession by the Vikings in that opening half of action, and that's one of those numbers that'll add up to you quickly, Eric, that the offense for the Firebirds has been so efficient in their scoring. Let's see where things end up here in the second half of action. Here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network, shotgun formation, running back to the right hip. Eck, pump fakes, goes deep on the first play of the second half, and it hits off the back of Jalik Barnes. They were going for broke. I think Eck would have wanted to let that go a half second sooner. Another opportunity. And don't forget to end one of those scoring drives for the Vikings. It was a pass interference called on Jalik Barnes. So, crisis averted. 1 penalty so far against the Vikings, 3 against the Firebirds. Single high safety. Trips left, 1 to the right. Second down. Watch for the handoff up the middle. Indeed, it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gain of about 8 yards. Kind of saw the defense spread a little thin out of what Carthage might have liked. And that's one of those RPOs where you just hand off up the middle to Marcel Love and let him do the rest.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that, Carthage worried about what's on the outside, and that leaves the middle open, and they go right back to it.
Breaking through some tackles, a stiff arm, huge gain of over 20 yards once again. Marcel Love loving the play calling so far. Gets the second and third down handoff, and right away, the Vikings are in plus territory.
Yeah, North Park only 51 rushing yards before that carry, and
we've spoken about how strong the Carthage defensive front seven have been stopping the run. But now with that renewed sense of encouragement and optimism,
anything too, North Park playing with the lead, definitely, can you continue to grind out the clock, make long possessions, because you can score quickly, but when you got a lead, try to squeeze the clock as much as you can.
2nd and 5, out of the gun. Handoff once again up the middle. Gutierrez and company with the stop now will be forcing a 3rd and about 4. Again, when you look at the offense for North Park this season, 42, 44, 30, 30, and 28 are all these scoring outputs in their victories this year. So when they win, the lowest scoring number output was 28.
That was last week against Wesleyan.
Out of the shotgun, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Slant pattern knocked away at the last moment. Outstanding defensive play. Amari Hill out of St. Paul, Minnesota. We haven't said his name all day. An absolute crucial stop. But again, the Vikings, as we've seen all afternoon, no fear in their eye to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, to start the second half, they're looking to go to their other threat at receiver, Umbogo, and hasn't been able to catch either attempt.
Let's watch the near side. You might have that fade pattern with Catrone, who caught the last touchdown in the jump ball before half. You want to potentially take away the slant. There is that slant. There's the fade. Knocked away Jalik Barnes. Eck was hammered while throwing it. Couldn't follow through the whole right arm. Jalik Barnes with the outstanding coverage. He has been a blanket this possession. And another 4th down stop by the Firebirds. Their second 4th down stop of the afternoon.
Yeah, what a play there by Jalik Barnes. A tough assignment alone up there with McLeod, and you could see McLeod faked to the inside like he was going to go for the slant and went for the fade instead, and the pressure in Matt Eck's face definitely causes an impact, because it looks like if Eck gets that ball out there a little more, that would have been a tougher play for Barnes to make.
Out of the shotgun now, low. Off to the near side, into the flat. Nice little out by Durian. Also to note, Argent Ishmaeli getting a little chirpy with one of the defenders. A quiet season for Ishmaeli. Such a focal point last year. Ishmaeli, 12 catches for 96 yards. But again, different offensive coordinator, different setup, different lineup, different linemen. So second down, no gain on that quick out. Receivers tight to the line. Handoff. Bouncing outside as Hunter tries to cut it back up. Outstanding play defensively. Jaden Miller not allowing Hunter that bounce out. So that's been a big difference is Frank, he'll lower his shoulders. He'll try to plow through that offensive line. On the flip side, Hunter, the second he doesn't see daylight, he cuts it to the outside. Look at that outstanding defensive play. 3rd and 7 now. Firebirds looking for an opportunity to convert.
Yeah, North Park head coach was not happy with their defense first half. Let's see what kind of pep talk they might have got in the locker room.
2 off to the left. Low, rolling out, tucks it himself. Pump fakes, cuts it back inside. What a way to break through that block. Number 41, DJ Johnson. What a stellar play. Low would have had the first down.
Yeah, it was
Shed the block.
Yeah, another one of those plays that he kind of had to play the pass and the quarterback sneak at the same time, and he did both really well because that pass out was not there, and then he's able to quickly turn upfield, fight against the block, and a stop for the defense.
So here comes an Ankevich punt. Wobbler, retrieved at the 30. Nice open field tackle. Number 5, Gavin Betts. Why not be one of the best receivers on the field for the Firebirds, but also one of the gunners on the punt team?
Yeah, I mean, speed kills when you're running down, trying to blow up any kind of punt return. And we saw both members of the kicking team out at halftime trying to make some adjustments to their technique, and much better punt there the second time. And getting North Park start a little further back.
2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. RPO. Looking back for the wheel route. Jalik Barnes. Luckily, Eck overthrew that one. As Barnes and his just defensive IQ is second to none for the Firebirds.
Yeah, you can see that was design wheel. Try to get it right out there. And it's been interesting. North Park, both times on first down the last few possessions, have taken some deep shots. So they're looking to make some big plays early in the down.
Handoff to the left. Love stopped in the backfield. Who else? The defensive powerhouse, number 32, Ramon Campos, having himself a career-type game on the defensive front.
Yeah, Ethan Ivan in there too. And it seems like when Carthage has been set up ready, the run plays have not been there for North Park. North Park more successful on the hurry-up.
Campos came in second leading tackler at 42 tackles. Also a sack, a forced fumble. Out of the gun, slant over the middle. The sure-handed McLeod delivers yet again. If you have him, you're looking for him every time it's 3rd and 4th and long.
Yeah, really, who else? I mean, it seems like they've been trying to get Bogo involved, but I would almost say, why even bother when you got 3 running out there? I mean, that has now over 10 receptions on the afternoon.
Eck keeps himself to left side, just tapped at the last moment by Campos. That might be a loss of a yard or two. Let's see, loss of about 1 yard on the play. So again, Carthage's defense, minus a few, key plays, long plays, have really held firm against a team that has the postseason in sights, being the Viking squad of North Park.
Yeah, they continue to make adjustments before the snap call.
Eck with the rollout. Pass back, tight end screen, near side. Oh my goodness. Campos, have yourself a game. Broke through the blocks, read it, a one-armed extension tackle. Wow.
Yeah, he got up fighting through to make that tackle, as we see here. The reverse kind of tight end screen here. And you don't even see him in the screen until right there. Bam! He looks to the sideline like, yeah, I'm here all day here.
3rd down and 11. Keep your eye on the far side of the field. Slant pattern, caught, tackle. Enough for a 1st down. They switched it up and went this time to number 80, Randy Johnson. You can't defend everybody every single play that well, and that's just the diversification of the Vikings.
And now North Park 9 of 12 on 3rd down.
So on the quick snap for the 1st down, gain of about 3.
And it almost seems like North Park, they kind of, for the first couple downs, kind of take some shots or will be okay with running it, but 3rd and 4th is really where they've made their hay on offense.
Eck decides to keep it himself, looks up the middle, little bit of daylight, runs into his own man, gain of about 5, resulting in about 3rd and 2.
So yeah, they continue dual threat of Eck there, picking up some key yardage and another important 3rd down.
Trips right, handoff to Love. He gets stopped in the backfield, might have leaned forward for about a yard. Still going to be short of the 1st. 4th down and about half a yard. So in comes the McLeod, as well as some of the other players. The bruising back of Quandrell Hill, as well as fullback Reed Huseman. No safety help, so let's see if the Vikings decide to get fancy or just go for the 1st. Eck lines up. He stopped, but I think a little bit of the tush-push helped him get a 1st down, and indeed that's the call. He was stopped at first, Eric, but with that assist was able to get over the line.
Yeah, it definitely looked like some Eagles offense there. Not pretty, but nearly impossible to stop an offense trying to get it 1 yard like that.
Looking, out pattern, left side, swatted away at the last moment. Who else? Jalik Barnes.
Again, Bogo not able to get on the reception list here, and again, Barnes all over the place. Seems like when they've targeted number 1, they've not been very successful today. And Barnes continued to fire up his defense.
Firebirds have been on the defensive field quite often if you look at time of possession. Need a stop. Eck looks left. Fade pattern left side. Knocked away again. Jalik Barnes says no thank you. McLeod couldn't come up with the circus catch.
And I wonder if now it's a second pass that's been a little short. Maybe that wind in the second half, Eck now fighting against it.
That's a good point.
And maybe that's kind of been what has just been enough, because underthrowing him now, like I said, the second time going against the wind, maybe that's been a little bit of what Carthage has needed to slow a guy like McLeod down.
3rd and 10. North Park 9 of 13 on 3rd down. They hand off to the sweep to the left, and that's going to be a loss. The defensive front, once again, Tommy King and company standing tall for the Firebirds. 4th down and a long 15. Now comes in the question, you're up by a touchdown. You're out of field goal range. Indeed, it looks like they're going to go for it. This is where you potentially try to get a penalty. You're not going to punt. You are on 4th down, 2 for 4.
Yeah, it was kind of a disaster 3rd down play there. It really set up a tough 4th down.
So, didn't quite. So, North Park going to use a timeout. And I'm not opposed to it. You've utilized your timeouts in a very efficient way, Eric. This is a tough call because, yes, you could get a field goal if you really want it, but you haven't gone this far yet. So let's rule that one out. You could punt, safe thing to do, but you're at that 33-yard line. You've converted multiple 3rd and 4th downs from this distance so far, and even though the wind is against you, I wouldn't be opposed to just, throwing out, because you've seen Barnes one-on-one against McLeod. Hey, let's just try one more fade pattern. Can we get the penalty? Can we get the catch? If not, at least we leave them at their own 32.
Yeah, I definitely think you're seeing some kind of shot. Just being 4th and 13, you'd expect them to kind of, you're right, try to get a PI, maybe a defensive holding, but
yeah, and here it is on that near side. Here's that Barnes v. McLeod, one-on-one, no safety help, empty backfield. And we have a penalty.
Illegal substitution. Offense. 12 men and 4 inmates. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So, 12 men, I believe, was the call.
That's interesting because, yeah, I think that was called before they snapped it. So isn't there, is there a penalty when you have too many men?
Yeah, that was 12. They had one extra receiver out there.
I definitely would have made it harder to stop on 4th down, but
so they're
not
still
allowed.
They're still going for it. I'm not. Let's see. This is fun. This is fun.
This might be the punt.
Yep, the little pooch punt. I was going to say, don't be surprised if we see that. Oh, look at that. Down at the 1.5-yard line. Perfection. Shades of Bryce Lowe.
Yeah, X apparently can do it all. He's been throwing it through the air, 3 touchdowns in the air, making plays with his legs, and they're pinning Carthage back on the 1-yard line. And this is a mountain to climb here for Carthage to be able to get down and try and tie this ball game. You got to go 99 yards.
So a long drive opportunity for the Firebirds. They were up 14-7. Handoff just to try to get a little bit of breathing room. Getting back to the 4-yard line. Out comes the fullback, Austin Longmire, who is in just to try to clear a little bit of space.
Yeah, there they bring back Frank for the run up the middle. Just got to push yourself out of your own end zone a little bit. Now, see, they've had a lot of success with running out of the backfield, the quick passes.
It's going to be a free play. Trying to break through. I do see some penalty flags, so potentially is indeed that free play. That should be 5 for Carthage. Unless they're going to back them up. That's a good sequence right now if you look at it. If you're Carthage, you get a little bit of breathing room on 1st down, and 2nd down you draw the defense offside, so it's as if you just got a 7-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd and a very manageable 4 yards, so they marked it as a 1.5-yard gain on 1st. Nonetheless, 2nd down and 4. Receivers in, and here's where maybe you see that play action. No safety help over the top. They decide to hand off nonetheless, making a turn. Let's see if it's enough for a 1st down. It's not, so gain of 2. 3rd and a long 1, Eric, and this is crucial for Carthage.
Yeah, you're going to see what they come up with here. And Carthage run it both times so far this possession. Do they go to the ground one more time with Frank to pick up that tough yard? Or try to get more creative, get something on the outside, see what they do. You got Betts down there alone.
Out of the pistol. Handoff. Frank lowers his shoulder. Looks like they're marking it right at the line of scrimmage. They're giving him the first down. So just enough after the second official came in from the near sideline. Huge play.
Yeah, Carthage likes to hammer it one more time just to get that first down. They know Bryce Frank. That guy's good for a handful of yards anytime he gets the ball. So they go to the reliable option. Bryce Frank able to lower the head and get the first down.
2.5 remaining left in the third. Out of the shotgun. Lowe keeps himself. Lots of green space in front of him. Orlandino, going to get called for the hold. Once the defender made the break, Orlandino just reached out his right hand and yanked the jersey. That's one of those where you wish if you're a Firebirds fan you just didn't do it, because you would have gotten the first down.
Yeah, and there again, this is where Bryce Lowe has had some success getting the almost. I wonder how many of these. Yeah, couldn't see the holding there on the call, but that's right where that was. Really the only flag that could be called out that way. But yeah, Lowe able to scramble again, but this is going to be negated by the penalty.
Yeah, and again, you just try, if you're Carthage, you just try to get momentum in your favor. And shades of the opening drive, where it's 47 rushing yards for Lowe and a touchdown, leads you with a first down and about 8. And the reverse. It's a pass. Catch to the near side. Orlandino turns upfield, hurdles a defender, and that'll make up for the prior holding call. A little bit of trickeration on first down.
There you go. Mixing it up there, calling the reverse, and North Park not ready for it. And again, we continue to say they've had some miscues. They started on their 1-yard line, and they're starting to slowly build some momentum here and continue to march down the field.
Want to remind everybody, at the end of quarter number 3, our sideline reporter Jill Ryczek will have a nice interview with some of the players of that 2004 squad, potentially. Another flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Tough penalty.
Yeah.
Against Matt Johnson.
Seems like a couple of, not one offensive line player picking up a few penalties, kind of been spread around. I don't know if there must be something that North Park might be doing on the line. I saw Bryce Lowe say something to the ref. I wonder if there's something going on that's causing those false starts to continue to happen.
Rollout. Low. Nice pitch and catch. Ishmaeli. We said he was due, and that'll help the cause right there. 60 seconds remaining in quarter number 3.
Yeah, Carthage overloaded the left side there, had 2 routes going. Lowe finds the open receiver, Ishmaeli, and a huge gain on first down to, kind of wipe away that 5-yard penalty.
This is the offensive drive that the Firebirds needed. Not only getting yardage, but giving their defense a break. Play action. Low. Thought about looking deep. Tucks it. Rolls out to his right. Overthrows Ishmaeli. And almost an interception by Ben Butler diving out at the end.
Yeah, Bryce Lowe trying to drop it over the top, and something that left his hands. I even think he thought, oh, pull that back a little bit, and fortunately for him, it didn't float far enough to end up in the arms of a Viking defender. And you live again. You got third down. Do they go back to the Bryce Frank?
Out of the pistol. They do indeed go to Frank. Lowers his shoulder. Pushes through all the way past the 50.
Yeah, right up the middle, and you could see defender number 31, Maurice Carter, had to come up and put his head in there. And I don't think he enjoyed that pop Frank laid on him, and gets the first down and some more. So a quick quarter there.
All right, at the end of 3, your score 21-14, no scoring in the third quarter. Right now, though, we have 2 guests going to be joining Jill from the class of 2004, along with some of their family, as have a few words about the time, Jill.
All right, so the camera's all the way up there.
All right, and now going to Jill on the sideline with 2 players from the class of 2004. Jill?
She's coaching them through here.
All right, guys, I'm here with 2 members from the 2004 Carthage football team. I'm here with Jason and Henry. Guys, what does it mean to be a part of that team 20 years ago?
Well, in many ways it feels like it was just, a month ago, but to have a bunch of guys come back, including Ferreri flying in from California, lifelong memories, and to see everyone now, most of the guys being husbands and fathers, it's really neat. But it's a great memory and a bond all of us have for life, and I think we do a pretty good job of all staying in touch with each other and how everyone's doing.
Perfect. I was just going to ask if you guys stay in touch. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Guys, back to you in the booth.
All right, thank you so much, Jill. And we missed a potential fumble. An incomplete pass. Okay. Crisis averted if you are a Firebirds fan. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, hard to tell. You can see Carthage again trying to be creative to open up some offense here. And thankfully enough, it could have been close to disaster, but just 2nd down.
Trips right, out of the pistol. Looking for that quick hitch, just a missed time. Bryce Lowe was looking more so for a placement than...
Yeah, I wonder if he thought Betts maybe was going to kind of sit inside there, and Betts kind of continued to run the slant, and it's like a slight miscommunication. But if you're Carthage here, you don't want to leave yourself 4th and long, because you know they're going to go for it. So, do they run a concert? They get a run play in here to try to sneak a few yards, or just go for it all here?
Out of the pistol, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Ishmaeli tries to push off. Lowe breaks off to the right. Looks downfield. Was looking for Ishmaeli on the crossing pattern. Bryce Lowe is down. That is likely going to be a late hit.
Roughing the passer. Number 6, defense. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
And let's look at the replay. Bryce Lowe, he got hit hard.
And
didn't quite see it on the replay there, but
judging by, you can see Lowe definitely shook up a little bit, but I don't think that's how he would choose to pick up the first down, but I think he'll take in the first down that way either way.
Well, you even see a little bit on the sideline. Hector Carranza doing a little bit of warming up just in case. Lowe stays in the contest. Frank behind him at his 6. Motion. Lowe avoids tries to float it over to Orlandino. So when the defender, who's getting a little chirpy right now, so Jaden Miller, who laid out Lowe on the prior play now, getting a little mouthy to Lowe, peeled off Orlandino, and so Lowe then tried to float it over to Orlandino just a bit too far.
Credit to Lowe there. I mean, that could have been a huge loss. I mean, as he turned around, defender right in his face, but able to shift and get away, and unfortunately not able to make the connection there because could have been some yardage to be had. And there, just trying to get the pass out quick to the tight end. Colin Durian unable to pick it up.
Schmalley checks back in. We're now at 3rd and 10, so the penalty allowed it to be a first down. Clock keeps ticking, and it has favored the Firebirds, very much so. So the defense is able to get a breather. Can they convert offensively? This has to be 4-down territory. Bunch formation. What's the play called? Lowe floats it off. A catch. Should be enough for the first down. Able to pick it up. Number 88, Dylan Salisbury. And that is enough for the first down. It was a new formation for the Firebirds, so you know that there was going to be some crossing patterns happening. Nice job by Salisbury.
Yeah, Carthage likes to get that traffic up in the middle of the field, and you can see Salisbury able to leak out, and a little floater connects to him and pushing the ball. Remember, this drive started at the own 1-yard line, still moving.
The quick out pattern. Orlandino breaks a tackle. The 10, the 5 brought down at the 3-yard line. One of Bryce Lowe's favorite plays, that quick out pattern to the tight end. Orlandino able to turn it upfield. Beautiful play.
Yeah, just get the ball out quick to your playmaker, Orlandino, and he does the rest. Individual effort there to extend that play down the sideline, and we're Carthage now still having the rhythm, and it's been an impressive drive. Can they keep it and punch it in?
Out of the shotgun, 2 to the right, 2 receivers to the left. The fade pattern. Gavin Betts reaches out, not able to get it.
Yeah.
Smart play on that cross.
Yeah, you can see Lowe put it in the corner, and just not enough, just a little bit farther for Betts, but a decent shot there. And it's really come on Bryce Lowe here and his arm getting down on this drive. Continue to lean on him. Don't forget, you still got Bryce Frank able to, that run up the middle still available, and North Park's got to be conscious of that as well.
Longmire, the fullback, checks in. There is indeed the handoff. Frank tries to lower his shoulder. Huge pile. Gain of about 3. 13 minutes remaining. Durian checks in. The fullback Longmire checks out. 3rd and goal from the 6.
What a moment in the game here. You got to get a touchdown to tie this game up. Still got plenty of time on the clock, but what a huge play coming up here.
Watch for Gavin Betts, close to the line of scrimmage to the right. Maybe a quick out pattern. Lowe thought about keeping it himself. Rolls out left, throws into the corner of the end zone. Nobody there. Lowe gets hit again. Late in the play. No whistle called. Again, 1-6 record. They are going to kick it. So indeed, they're going to mix things up, and they're going to go for the field goal. 11-14. Not opposed to the idea. And again, if you play the what-if scenarios, what could have been? But nonetheless, lining up number 79, Aiden Westerberg. The lefty. Low snap, end over end, and it's no good. He pulled it to the right.
Yeah, that's tough end to that drive. Carthage had so much right to get out of the shadow of their end zone, and a kick right in the middle of the field. Kind of expect, hope he puts that one between the uprights. Good news for Carthage is it's still just a one-possession game. I mean, that field goal would have potentially got them into the next score, being able to win. But, down 7, plenty of time. Carthage has been able to make some huge stops on defense in the second half, and they're going to have to defenses have to pick them up one more time here to get the ball back in the offense's hands.
Yeah, as we see on that replay, just pulled it a bit. And special teams, so crucial in this afternoon's contest. Out of the shotgun and now up by 7. Vikings, do they have one more score in them, which could all but put it out of reach for the home Firebirds? Carthage not allowing anything on that first down play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Ethan Ivan's been a huge presence there for the Carthage defense, out of local kid by Wilmot, Wisconsin, and making a huge stop there.
Eck dropping back, under 10 seconds on the play clock. Motion in McLeod. Eck eyeing, dumps it off short. Solid gain to about the 24. 3rd and 6. This is what happens. The Carthage Firebirds defense got a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather. Is it enough to allow them to have one more huge 3rd down stop? Because I cannot imagine this is 4-down territory for the Vikings. I could be wrong, but let's see what happens. 3rd and 6. Out of the gun. Near side, you got that one-on-one matchup. Jalik, Barnes, and McLeod. It's been Barnes having the upper hand in half number 2. Eck looks left. Fires out pattern. Turning upfield. Turning on the afterburners is Mbogo. You've been waiting all day for him. And there's the first catch and solid piece of work.
Yeah, you do some preparation for the game, and you see Mbogo up at the top of the CCIW receiving yards, and it's weird to not have him be a part of this game up until the 4th quarter, but a huge catch.
Another 3rd down conversion for North Park. 9 for 14, and they're 2 for 4 on 4th. What conversions? I mean, that's the stuff that leaves coaching staffs up at night.
And I would say, again, thinking about how long, what were the average distance of their 3rd down conversions, it's been pretty long.
Yeah,
It has not felt like it's been 3rd and 1s they've been picking up. It's been 3rd and 9s, right around that region. So, yeah, it's been, here'll be a free play.
Looking near side. Oh, over the shoulder catch. McLeod and Barnes not happy with himself, but that was just a beautiful catch by McLeod.
Yeah, that was the jumping off sides there. So as soon as Eck saw that happen, he knew, let's give this a shot down the field, and who better to put it in the vicinity of than number 3 McLeod.
And that's why you have him on your squad. So now you want to talk about the turn of events. Again, the Vikings 2 for 3 on the season in field goals. So they may take this as 4-down territory as well, based on down and distance. Coach Pop barking out orders for the defense. Eck keeps himself, tries to cut it inside. No turnovers so far for either team this afternoon, Eric. If you are the Firebirds, no time would be better than now to get that with 9 minutes remaining.
Yeah, you really need. You're thinking about clock running down, 9 minutes left. You're down 7. Who's going to come up and make a play for the defense? And if I had to put my money on it, I'd put number 32, Campos, coming up big.
Middle linebacker Campos. Outstanding afternoon. Eck, hands off, blown up in the backfield. That was almost a handoff to number 98, Jordan Hughes. And here we go, 3rd and 11. Another long down and distance, Eric. You've mentioned it before.
I'm almost not joking about 1st and 2nd down. It seems like North Park's like kind of like, whatever. And then 3rd, like 2nd down right there. They're like, we'll lose a couple yards, but 3rd down, we'll still get it. And Carthage, you got to get one of these 3rd or 4th down stops here. Been so effective.
I believe Coach Pop, and indeed so. So Carthage is using their first timeout, and I'm, again, not to be the broken record, I'm not opposed to it because they've been so efficient in when they call their timeouts, when they don't call their timeouts. You need to make sure that your team is not only ready for what's about to happen on 3rd down, but 4th down as well.
Yeah, it's really felt like every timeout taken this afternoon has been kind of one of those strategic big play, before the big play, call a timeout and get exactly what you want. And more often than not, out of the timeouts, I think some of those big plays have occurred. Carthage, I believe both times they were calling timeouts in the first half, I think they were able to score the next play. So you look at North Park, what can they draw up? Carthage, are you going to, you got to start thinking about, we can't let McLeod beat us. So what kind of pressure or, even think about, can we get some double teams on that guy? And that's why I think North Park has been so effective this year, because if you key in on one guy, you've got so many other weapons.
Well, I think as well, if you look at what North Park is able to do, they've been able to win close contests and are used to this type of pressure. We'll get to more of that in a moment. Out of the shotgun. The fade pattern to the right. Knocked away by Barnes again. Went to the well, and Barnes delivers. It is now 4th down and 11, and the field goal unit comes out.
Yeah, what a fun matchup this second half between the two of them, Barnes and McLeod. And for Carthage, it's been their guy able to stop the threat of McLeod. And this is a huge, can North Park extend it to 2 possessions? Crucial kick here.
The kick is down. It's blocked! It's blocked! It's on the ground! Carthage comes away with it. Coach Pop absolutely fired up.
I'm laughing because Michael Sneed was pointing to Coach Pop, telling him, give me a chest bump here, Coach. He's made a big play. And it didn't look like Coach Pop was quite ready for the chest bump from big number 99. But a big play regardless. And if you're Carthage's offense now, who was it? Yeah, it looks like it was number 99.
Yeah, it was Sneed fighting through. Sneed, the 6'5" junior out of Lincoln Way West. Firebirds now with 7:40 to tie. Handoff. Frank, one of the killer bees, plows through, gain of about 3. So now's a situation where not only do you want to try to score, you don't want to leave the Vikings much time to try to reply. Easier said than done when you saw what they did with the minute 23 in the opening half, able to score and drive down with a prayer of a throw with 7 seconds remaining. But nonetheless, call the plays. You're in no rush. And again, Coach Pop, he's pretty gutsy. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do score a touchdown. Maybe they go for 2.
I was just thinking the same thing, but didn't want to get
far
ahead of myself.
Sure.
Yes.
Fade pattern, right side, tracking it down. Oh, a drop at the very end. Thought that Gavin Betts may have had another miraculous catch. Wasn't able to find it.
Yeah, that's been their go-to deep threat. Betts on the sideline, running out to the sideline and just not able to catch it. He's had some tough grabs this afternoon. I think if you'd ask him, he'd want to hopefully have that one back because he's been, again, making huge plays for this Carthage offense.
It was catchable, but he tried to go over the shoulder instead of turning the body while fading away. Third down and a long 7. Low, pump fakes, keeps it himself. Positive gain about 3 yards, but it'll be a 4th down, and I can't imagine they're going to punt. Low a little bit slow to get up. Okay, I stand corrected. They're going to punt. I think they might say to themselves, hey, we still have 6.5 to go. We have 2 timeouts. So, Ankevich in for the punt. A huge stop.
I wouldn't be surprised. They'll roll out maybe a fake. Nope.
Ankevich gets it away. Takes a Carthage bounce. All the way back to within the 10. Huge punt. And there's Coach Pop giving Ankevich the fist bump. That's that vote of confidence that you like to see. He sent it at such a low trajectory that the kick returner couldn't get there in time, and a huge bounce.
Yeah, side-winding type of punt. And I think Coach Pop saw there on the decision to go for it or not, he's liked what he's seen out of the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, no points scored this half. Carthage making able, we've had a lot of passes defended by Barnes, and, as a defensive kind of minded coach, he's going with what he believes in here, and he believes in his defense, getting one more stop for him.
No turnovers is now the time for the Firebirds. They did have a block punt. Throw over the middle. Oh, almost. Campos almost had the one-handed interception. Beautifully called blitz. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, they're going for the screen there, and Eck, as soon as he took a few steps back, had a defender right in his face, and almost a deflection into Campos' hands. Oh, it doesn't get much. He has just another half second to react to that. He's coming down with it, but
2nd and 10, handoff. Love taken down in the backfield. 3rd and 11. And now's the time for the defense. So the Firebirds have one more huge stop in them. 5.5 remaining in the 4th. Neither team has scored in the second half. Both teams have missed a field goal. Carthage wide right, North Park blocked. Trips right. Out of the shotgun. Eck looks left, fades it. McLeod, it may not be enough for the first down. It is not, so it's going to be short. 4th down and about a yard. And they're bringing out the punt unit. So let's take a look.
That ball, you see him catch it right by the marker, just short. Great defense there again by Barnes. Gave him exactly what he could and no more, and enough to stop them from getting the first down. And Carthage offense will get one more shot here.
Nice punt. That'll roll out of play at Carthage's 40-yard line.
I got to say, I was kind of thinking on that decision to punt for Carthage last possession. Felt like, you might need to push it, go for 4th down, and leave it to Coach Pepino to prove me wrong. They punt it down, get the quick stop, ball's right back in their hands. Plenty of time on the clock, fresh set of downs. And one more reason why he's down there and we're up here, because, that was leaned on his defense, and his defense responded.
Well, now's the situation with 19 remaining. You have 2 timeouts. Now where you could say, okay, we'd go for it on 4th down. Good field position. Can they find the tie? Bust out. Hunter at the 50, the 40, cuts it back into the 31-yard line. A huge draw play on first down. Nice gain for the Firebirds.
Wow, again, the speed there by the running back, able to bust it out. Mark Hunter showing his speed all afternoon, able to stiff arm a defender, push him away, and a huge gain to get on the other side of the 50 here now. And as we see that replay right there.
Nice ceiling block. Yeah, Orlandino, a huge ceiling block to allow Hunter that outcut. Quick check down, turning upfield. Durian breaks through to the 18-yard line. Another first down. Those tight end outs. All money for the Firebirds.
What a play call there. You just gashed them on the previous play, and instead of handing it right back to him, you fake it and shift the defense away from tight end Dorian, and Carthage in business.
Out of the pistol, two to the right, Ishmaeli to the left. Hunter cuts out to the right, the 10, the 5, touchdown! Firebirds! What a drive! You couldn't have asked for anything better. An extra point away from tying it up with 2:56 remaining.
And there we go, the speed of Mark Hunter once again. What a run. They continue to move the ball, and the running game's been there all day for Carthage. And boy, has that paid off with the faith, continuing and giving it to both Frank and, again, Mark Hunter. Second touchdown on the day, first on the ground. And you're right, we were talking about it earlier.
Yep.
We've made it here. The 2-point conversion, going for the lead.
Oh, and there's going to be a penalty. Might be a delay of game. Okay, so potentially right before a delay of game was called. Carthage, Coach Pop using their second timeout to think this over. Make sure you got the right play called. Again, when you're trailing by one with under 3 remaining in your final home game of the season, let's talk through this huge run yet again.
What a play just by Lowe to pick up the snap, that void disaster, and credit to the offensive line. He has had some running lanes this afternoon and the speed to take advantage of it. But yeah, that went from a near fumble on the snap to a touchdown. So you gotta capitalize when you can, and Carthage able to avoid disaster and turn it into gold. And now the pivotal, the most important play of the game, I would say, so far here. What do you go with?
Out of the shotgun, Ishmaeli to the left. Tight end, Orlandino motions left. Don't be surprised if we see that quick tight end out by Orlandino. Lowe keeps it himself. Jukes back in. A second time. The reach. That should be enough for the 2-point conversion. He reached out.
It looks like they're marking him short here.
And he's got it. The official came in. Knee came down after the ball had crossed the plane. Carthage 22, North Park 21.
What a play. It's something that was been sprinkled in all afternoon. Bryce Lowe not finding the passing option and shaking and baking and able to get just enough. Avoids the rusher there, the blitz, and just able to dive. Oh, what a play by Bryce Lowe. What a call by Coach Pepino, going for 2, and he had faith in his defense to punt it away earlier, and now the defense can be the finisher, the closer. If you can get a stop here, Carthage. Wow, what a call, what a gutsy call there. And the only reason I was saying I thought they were short, it looked like the sideline, they were running in on the 1-yard line. Neither one of them signaled a touchdown. They had to kind of convert, I think, to triangulate the yardage, if you will. And, yeah, what an exciting moment for the 2-point conversion to be ruled good there. And what a game we got here.
Folks, if you are not entertained, I don't know what to tell you. CCIW at its finest, one of the best Division III conferences in all the nation. The kickoff, end over end. McLeod, heel on the 5. Cuts back left, had a good return earlier. Finds a lane, gets back to the 35-yard line, upended at about the 36-yard line. Nice job utilizing his speed and getting to the sideline. North Park, a field goal will win it. Easier said than done when your only attempt has been blocked.
Yeah, and, you know, I think if you're North Park, you have that in the back of your mind now. It's like, yeah, we're only down 1, but the kicking game's always a little risky, and they're probably thinking, we probably got to punch this in, and what is the talented Matt Eck got up his sleeve?
Eck out of the shotgun. Looks right, a little bit of pressure, flushed out, nice check down. Short yardage, 87 Mason Wilson.
Carthage, you'll live with that.
Well, and something you got to keep in mind, there's 2.5 minutes left, but you still have to be cognizant, Eric, of what the clock is showing you right now. The crowd for the Firebirds getting into it on senior day. Flare out to the right for Love. Cuts it back in. Swarming defense. Brought down short of the first down marker. So that'll be 3rd and 1, and that is a crucial, not first down. If you're Love, go out of bounds, stop the clock.
That was just what I was thinking. You're probably better off. You would have saved the 2-minute timeout. They still got 2 timeouts to go, but yeah, it just didn't seem like it was worth it. I mean, I think Marcel Love trying to make a big play for the team, but there, yeah, as you said, if he goes out of bounds, you've even got, you know, almost the extra 2-minute timeout, and now it's been burned. So 2 timeouts to go, 2 minutes, 50 yards. Can Carthage? They lean on their defense this entire second half. Now's where you just got to close the game. That's something Coach Papino talked about earlier too, is we just got to close it out. And you would expect there's going to be a huge 3rd, 4th down here. And the way the Carthage has played the second half, I got to like how Coach Papino's thinking about his chances here.
What a fun afternoon. Eck, 24 for 40, 3 touchdowns, has not been sacked yet. Can the Firebirds come up with another stop? The conversion rate at an absolute high for the Vikings. Don't be surprised if they run to get the first down. They still have 2 timeouts to play with. Motion, right to left. There's that quick out pattern they're looking for. Eck mistimed it a bit, was looking for Mbogo on that quick motion, but Eck just underthrew it, threw it at his heels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 4th down and 1.
Yeah, as you can see here, that looked like a decent play call. If he gets the ball in his hands, I mean, easily a first down, and with the speed of Mbogo, maybe more. But now, here we go.
Eck looking back to the sideline. 10 on the play clock. 4th down and 1. The handoff. The stop. They may have stopped him. They may be it. The Firebirds stop the Vikings on 4th down with a loss of 2 yards. The sideline is in rapture. Gutierrez with a career stop.
And that's something we talked about all game, is this Carthage run defense has been there time and time again. North Park continuing trying to lean. Can they get a first down on the ground? Carthage, tough up the middle, and that play was blown up almost right off the get-go. It really was not close as the running back hit well behind the line of scrimmage, and now it's interesting. North Park only 2 timeouts left. You're thinking Carthage probably want to keep it on the ground, but if you can pick up 1 or 2 first downs here, might be able to see this game out.
Hunter covering the ball as best he can with 2 hands over the ball. Tick, 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 tick goes the ball.
You can see Hunter exaggerating the 2 hands on the ball there. Even when he got up and gave it to the ref, he had 2 arms around the ball. I think the coaching staff has drilled it into him. The one thing you for sure need to do here is hang on to the ball, because a fumble would be so costly. But, yeah, you got 1 timeout now. Can we start doing some math here?
Sure. So you're the teacher as part of the day job. So you take about 5 to 10 seconds away before the next timeout. So that puts you at, let's just say, 136. And then you can run out another 45 on top of that. So that puts you, let's just say, after the punt, if you do cause a punt, right at about the 50-second mark, I would say, before North Park would have possession. Who knows how far they'd have to go on the field. If you pin them deep, no timeouts. Easier said than done. What a game. And that's say, if the Carthage Firebirds don't get a first down, game over. Frank lowers his shoulders, upended by Ben Butler.
I mean, something to talk about, too, is that just the aggressive nature of Coach Pepino. I mean, now you're at the point, if you get the first down, you have won the game.
Yeah. Yep.
So what is the decision-making process here? It's like, yes, it's risky, to put the ball in the air, but if you just think, you're 7 yards from winning this game. I would, now that I'm thinking out loud, he's been really relying on that defense, but yeah, I just think that's it's definitely tempting to just put it to bed, and somebody as aggressive as he is.
Well, how about this, Eric? Let's meet in the middle, you and I. I think you potentially do a rollout with Bryce Lowe, high percentage pass to one of your tight ends potentially. You see Ishmaeli and Orlandino both tight to one another on the right, and then if not, hey, take the sack, lay down, let the clock keep running. Let's see what happens here. There is the rollout, and exactly as we expected, Lowe actually gets his helmet knocked off.
Yeah, they were trying
no call. So now's where you just let it go to 0. Take the delay of game. Utilize as much time as you can. And as you look at here, 4th down and forever.
That was you called that play exactly it. It's that they try to get that Ishmaeli out on the flat kind of over there, and you could tell Bryce Lowe was instructed, like, listen, if it's not there, just kind of fall down and we'll run some clock and we'll live to fight another day with this defense.
And another thing I want to chime in really quickly, Eric, and again, we appreciate you all being with us. What a thrilling contest here, 22-21, 2-point conversion on the scramble by Bryce Lowe, put the Firebirds up by 1. A 4th down stop, Gutierrez in the backfield, caused this very situation now after a 3-and-out for Carthage. 58 seconds. If you are the defense, do you try to get a solid return or do you go for the block right now? If knowing that Kenovha has been, 50-50 today so far with his special teams punting.
I would bet if you're North Park, you're sending the house, I think. I mean, you got 58 seconds. He hasn't proven to be able to kick it so far, but, at the same time, you don't want to get backed up more than you could, but you'd expect North Park to be aggressive here, but they have two returners.
Yeah, I think it's a situation you don't want it to roll, and whoever returns it, the other player turns into the lead blocker. You need a good return, no timeouts. High snap and Kenovha, they're going all return. End over end, fair catch called for at their own 24-yard line. So 52 seconds, I guesstimated about 50. So 52 seconds to get into field goal range. Again, longest on the season so far for North Park has been 31 yards. So it's not as if this is an easy-to-go situation for the Vikings where, okay, if we get it within, 40 yards, we have the consistency at the kicking.
And something to mention, too, is that they are, with what wind that we have blowing, they are going with the wind.
Yes.
So that would help the kicking game slightly.
This is it, folks. 52 seconds, no timeouts. Roll out to the right, having to roll back to the left. The scramble drill, looks deep, throws it out of bounds. Smart play by Eck as he is hit hard at the very end by Jordan Hughes looking for a flag, didn't get it. Officials very consistent today with their penalties.
Now, this isn't in quite the Hail Mary situation, but you kind of think of that Bears game over the weekend. How much pressure do you put on the quarterback versus how much do you sit back and, cover those receivers? Because you saw if you give the quarterback too much time, that could be almost counterproductive to having all those defenders. So
solid point. Four-man rush. Again, you just don't want any time taken off. A hook and ladder. That's a fumble. So clock will continue to tick. They looked for the hook and ladder over the middle. The ladder ended up in the turf. Third down, 6 yards. Clock's ticking. 23 seconds remain. Eck in the shotgun, looks back, fires left, knocked away at the last second. Challenging Amari Hill, the cornerbacks have had a second half of the ages for the Firebirds. Fourth down, 6 yards, 17 seconds remain. Firebirds and their faithful here at Art Keller Field are on their feet. The game comes down to this. False start on the offense likely to be called.
False start. Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Don't forget, folks, just to remind you, stick around for the post-game show. Jill Ryczek to have a player interview should the Firebirds come away victorious. And that will be an interview that the Firebirds fans have longed to see this season. Fourth down, 11. Trips left. Out of the backfield. The tackle. Is it enough for the first down? It is. By 1 yard, they needed 12. They got 13. Spiking it down, but Eric, 9 seconds remain. I didn't mean to grab your shoulder. It's exciting times up here in the booth.
I got my hands, fists clenched here. Palms are sweaty. Woo. This is kind of what we just mentioned. Is like,
wait.
Not all 11 players were set. 5-yard penalty. Listen to the 10-second runoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Firebirds have won a false start on the snap. And a 10-second runoff with only 9 seconds remaining. Carthage has won.
What a turn of events there. Yeah, as they were trying to line up, got too quick trying to snap it, and the ref's on it. And what do you know? A walk-off penalty here. And Carthage probably, not necessarily how you thought you were going to win the game, but you'll take it nonetheless. And there will be no Hail Marys today because North Park not even given the opportunity.
Let's look at the penalty. So, that was the replay on the first down as we see the handshake line. But nonetheless, 9 seconds left. The spike, there was a false start, and that made the clock run out. I have never seen such jubilation here at Art Keller in my tenure. And here we go. Here's the replay.
So, yeah, this is where I think all the guys got to get set enough on the line. And maybe 54 there.
Yeah, that was it. The left guard.
Back.
The left guard moved back just that hair. So, we'll keep it here, folks, as the Firebirds are going to go ring the victory bell. And then we'll have an interview with the player of the game. So many players to choose from for Carthage. My goodness, 22-21. And I don't want to say you and I were following along in the sense that we were trying to predict what happened. You are 1-6 on the season. You just got your first career victory as head coach if you're Coach Pop against a team last week to get your first victory of the season, 24-20, a Milliken victory. What have you got to lose? You go for two. If you don't get it, your defense stood tall.
And there, what a sound victory bell. I'm sure every Carthage football player has been dying to ring that bell. Oh, you look at it every practice. You see it at every game. Just the drive. I want to ring that bell, and boy, they earned it today. I mean, to shut out a team as prolific in the air for an entire half was an effort up and down. Talked about who's the player. I think you've definitely defensive players. You take a look at the leading tackler, Ramon Campos. We said that all game. Made huge plays, breaking up fourth down conversions, and you got to give it to 1 and 2 on the defense. Jalik Barnes, Amari Hill, the two of them, time after time after time. A guy that had just had 100 receivers a half, they completely shut that passing offense down. And man, what a exciting game, and well deserved for Coach Pepino to pick up that home win.
Again, we'll have a post-game interview momentarily. Jill Ryczek will be on the sideline with our player of the game. Maddock ends with 3 touchdowns, 280 yards passing. McLeod, 158 yards receiving and a touchdown on 12 catches. Catrone, 1 for 26 with the score. Love, 4 for 17 with a score. But again, shut down. Coach Pop absolutely ecstatic, as he should be. Folks, we're going to have him up in the booth in just a bit. So again, we're moments away from who's going to join Jill Ryczek on the sideline. For all we know, Coach Pop's just going to join her. He's so excited. Everybody wants to talk to Jill when we get there. Jubilation indeed. Senior Day, Alumni Day. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to have Coach Pop and Bryce Lowe. Jill, let's go to the sideline. Our player of the game, the quarterback, none other than number 0, Bryce Lowe, coming away victorious on the afternoon. Jill, let's go to you.
All right, Bryce, quarterback of the Firebirds right here, who led them to the win. First win of the season at home. How do you feel?
Good. Feels great. Last one at Keller. Won our first one my freshman year, and it's great to end on a victory last year as a senior.
First half was pretty hot for a start, and then the third quarter was a little bit slow, but that fourth quarter was fire. What was the shift in momentum there for that fourth quarter?
I mean, I just know, I think everyone could do it, so just kind of having that drive. We talk about it in practice when we had the ball backed up there every Tuesday. We do these things called 99s. We go all the way down the field and score. That's basically what we did there. And I mean, shout out to the defense for getting that stop. The O-line played their butts off. Receivers made plays. When everyone else around me is doing their job, it makes my job so much easier, and that's what happened today. So I mean, it's grateful to have great teammates who are willing to put their bodies on the line.
Thanks, Bryce. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Guys?
Thank you so much, Jill, with that sideline reporting. And for sideline reporting all season, absolute joy and pleasure to be working with Jill. Eric, we'll take a time out. When we come back, stats, highlights, more, and the post-game show with Coach Pop coming off a career-defining victory. I wish we'd have an hour with him, because I'm sure we can fill it to break down what happened here. But we'll have that in just a few minutes, give everybody a breath and a chance to reel in this victory. Firebirds 22, North Park 21. We'll be back with the postgame show brought to you by Golden Oil. welcome into the post-game show. Appreciate you being with us. 22-21, your final. Now in the booth, the winning coach, Coach Pop. Talk us through just the overall feel. I mean, the jubilation, the excitement. It's senior day, it's alumni day, and you come out with a 1-point victory. Talk us through just how it all feels.
It feels amazing. I mean, these kids, they fight, and they keep working, they try to keep getting better. I mean, they take coaching, our coaching staff, like, every week, coming back to work, getting prepared. I mean, I told the guys, like, at 0-6, you could easily fold and say, hey, like, the season's over, but we kept fighting, you know, and the guys kept trying to get better. Found a way to win last week, found a way to win against a great football team. Like, that's just that competitive spirit that we want, and you can just see in their eyes, like, even when we went for 2, like, they just believed, and they fought the whole time. The juice on the sidelines was amazing. That's the brotherhood we're trying to build here, and that family atmosphere. And I think it took another huge step today. It shows. I'm proud of them because they work so hard, and guys don't see that, right? Like the weight room, the practices, the meetings, the extra stuff they do on their own. Like a kid like Bryce Lowe is a senior, man. Like he's had some hard days out here, but he fights. He has so much confidence in the coaches, his teammates. You know, he finds a way to get that 2-point play for us. Like, so it's just, and he's just one example of so many of them. Like, just every day they keep getting better, and it just showed that today. I'm just really proud of all those guys.
So we just talked about comparing the two halves. In the first half, it seemed like North Park really could, you know, do what they wanted offensively. We mentioned McLeod had almost 100 yards by half. Second half, completely different story. What did what adjustments did you make? And what we were talking about is both 1 and 2 on you got those cornerbacks making huge plays. It seemed like all game in the second half.
Yeah, I think honestly, I felt like in the first half we had them on 3rd and 4th downs. They made some great execution plays and were able to extend plays or score. You know, in the second half, I think we kind of just settled down, and the guys kind of was like, you know, hey, like, you know, we can stop the run. We just got to finish on the ball. And Jalik, number 1, and Amari Hill, like, they did a great job of that in the second half, like just competing on balls. You know, it was kind of like what we told them at halftime. Was like, for defense, it's going to come down to, like, if we can win the one-on-one balls. Like, at the end of the day, it's one-on-one. You can't hide everybody, and you know, they have great skill guys over there. So that's what it came down to. Like, they made a lot of plays on the one-on-one ball, and that kind of made a big difference for us to get off the field.
Yeah, I definitely talked about that going into the first half about, you know, making that one-on-one matchup go more towards the Firebird way. Bring us through that 2-point conversion call. It seemed like Bryce Lowe was able to scramble and get out of the pocket and pick up yards. It's hard to tell from up the booth if some of those were designed runs or if he's just improvising out there today.
A lot of just if the play breaks down, extending it, you know, they're in man coverage, so a lot of times no one's on the quarterback if you could get out, and you know, we've seen that against us at times sometimes. But you know, he just did a great job of kind of ad-libbing. Like on that play, he saw it wasn't open, and he just extended, and we kind of talk about those being gotta-have-it situations. There's a great example, like he reached for the goal line, where you're not worried about the fumble there, like we need the 2 points, and he did a great job of that, Bryce, and just shows his competitive spirit. You know, I'm sure those guys didn't think he was a runner, but I mean, he was running today, and he was competing, and he was fighting for yards, and you know, that was a competitive spirit that we talk about all the time there at the end. It was really broken down. He found a way, you know.
Yeah, Bryce, though, at the end of the game was mentioning how much his offensive line played their butts off, and he just said everyone around him did such a good job for him. What do you think it meant for him and all the seniors on this team to go run over to that bell and let that thing ring for, you know, the first time at home this season?
Yeah, I had to learn something new there. I'm not going to lie to you. I was running to the locker room, and they were like, hey, Coach, got to ring the bell. And I was like, all right, sweet. And I was like, so it was a cool moment even for me, but for those seniors, like those seniors rang the bell, every single one of them. They put their hands on the rope, and you're just going to remember that for the rest of your life. Like I told those seniors, like it hasn't been an easy road for those guys. They've suffered a lot of losing, and they're in the midst of a change. Like that's not easy for a senior, and you know, a lot of guys could quit, could leave, could do whatever. These guys stuck it out. They've believed every day. They earned to ring that bell. Like it was a special moment. It really was. Like for every single one of those guys, from top down. Like it really, like there's so many of them I could talk about here for an hour about like what they do for us every day, top down. I mean, like a Jackson Gutke kid, like every day, like he's a D lineman that helps us on the scout O-line. He studies film to help the other guys, even though he doesn't play maybe as much. Like Ryan Pugh, every day practices hard for us as a senior. Like there's a million of those guys. Like all 17 of those guys do something for this team and bring value and push every day and are trying to get this thing going the right way. You saw it today, man. It's going the right way, and it's because of those guys. Like they bought into change, and I'm just so proud of them. I told them, you'll remember this for the rest of your lives. Like this is a special senior day. Like it's not like this for everybody. I can tell you that. So
Yeah,
it was a cool moment.
never guaranteed to win on senior night, and it's nice when you can. So, Coach, I mean, it's been fun seeing the team grow through the season, and we expect to hear that bell ringing all next season as well. All right.
Hey, we're focused on next week. So just get ready for next week. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Coach. All right. No, that was great. I joked. Yeah. So was it that was the read for you on that 2-point conversion? Was it that quick hitch roll that you right past the line? Because they blitzed that outside corner, or the nickel, and so that's what led them on turf. It was close.
I
So
was
the
nervous
hand-
because the side of it
They were
looked
not
like
saying anything.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I'm on the numbers, like trying to
Yeah.
That's in. You reach, and
Yeah.
you don't reach.
Yeah, if this was, a reviewable play, they would review it because the hands were there, but you didn't know when that far side knee touched. So that was pretty much what they were deciding, but you couldn't overturn it because it was so the call in the field when they finally made it was okay. That's a score. So
You guys see like the sideline, like the energy. It's hard for a college kid, man. Class of 6 games every day.
especially football. It's like on the
They're like jumping professors. Like a professor doesn't job. That job is not a scoreboard.
Yeah.
It's, for those kids, they gotta see their friends, their family. From the bottom like that. It's special.
It's funny. I was thinking of you because I teach, and it's just like so different. Is that it's not like my kids all of a sudden take a math test on the field for their Saturday. You know what I mean? Like you
fail math test, no one says, "Oh, Johnny got a 50 from the whole class," right? Like it's they can get fired if you do that. It's like that's what they play hard. They respond like crazy. They just keep getting better and better with their energy. They realize that.
It was great game plan. I mean, quick outs everything worked in no time. That was
That's fun. I mean, at halftime, we wish you had somebody who's take care of the ball.
Yeah.
He's not there. He's just working. He's not a force on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, 57 rushing yards coming into the day and 47 in the first half. Awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the last one, huh?
Yeah, I
Next year we'll have 5 again. So
Yeah.
back to 5 and 5.
But we're around basketball.
Yeah, I'm sure to see it in basketball. I wonder if they'll have it for fun again.
Should.
But no, I appreciate all the support, guys. And the stuff you guys doing here is great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I always say for D3 they don't treat it like it.
No, that means a lot. Even at some of the community here. So what you guys need.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck next week. Get that third. Get 3.
All right, let's. We're back 22-21 your final. We appreciate you joining us. Eric, just some final thoughts. Great interview, great content from Coach. As those that have stuck with us throughout this season and stuck with this team, boy, oh boy, did they get rewarded today.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely a fun time to see him come up here, fired up right out of the results of the game. And I think he brought up a really important point about how, some of these guys, when you're losing games, you're 0-6. I mean, he says everyone kind of knows about, you're on the football team. But he said these guys have continued to fight through, and, they didn't let any kind of, result make them quit or give up on the team. And you just have seen them continually build and build and build and build. And it's just been fun to see where this team has gotten so far.
Not only where it's gotten, where it's going. Again, you have a situation where that is a winning team you're playing against that has won 3 out of the past 4 games. And, there were some rumblings before the game, we'll see what happens. And maybe I was foolish by saying I had so much confidence in this Carthage squad. But again, once they got the monkey off their back and started scoring, different Carthage team. Then they got their first win, and I said, this is a Coach Pop-led team which has nothing but bright things in the future. And so we wish them the best of luck in all of their future games, and especially for when they're back home next year. Coach Pop said, likely to have 5 games again, so that'll be fun to add that onto the docket. So we want to thank you all for being with us. Once again, 22-21, your final Firebirds over the visiting Vikings. For executive producer Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, for Allison, Maddie, Owen, Jeremy, Morgan, and Laura. Outstanding job not only today, but all season. The student staff here at Carthage, second to none in the CCIW. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions and Carthage College. Copyright 2024. Birds over the Vikings. It's been a pleasure. For Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Have a good rest of your Saturday, everybody.